get the ball rolling. Here we go.
I'm there.
All right. Well, hopefully soon. And welcome everyone back at the Mechanics Institute on this Saturday afternoon, where we're going to be covering the final two rounds of the 2021 San Francisco Scholastic Chess Championship. I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director at the Mechanics Institute, and back with me is Grandmaster Nick DeFermian and FIDE Master Paul Whitehead. How is it going?
It's going fine.
All
I'm
right.
watching a Honda commercial.
You're watching a Honda commercial?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, now I'm seeing.
Now you're seeing a chess
You know how
commercial?
the Twitch thing is. Yeah.
Well, Honda commercial is a little bit higher level than Buffalo Wings and Charmin and some of the other ones that we've had to deal with. So
That's an
the
interesting world out there.
the next round starts at 2:30. That's going to be round 4 of 5, and let's take a look at the standings. And let me get in here because we have 3 rounds in. And let's see if... Oh, let me transition that. There we go. So I think people will be able to see the current standings as it goes. And if we're looking there, the 1600 section, Roger Shih is the only perfect scorer in the top section, 3 out of 3.
Wow.
And then right behind him at 2.5 is Adrian Cheng and Yali Danzig Perlman with 2.5, and Aiden Leong with 2. And you can see the rest of the point totals there. 12 players in the 1600 plus top section. And now we're going to the under 16.
Before you leave, I was going to just say, oh yeah, what is a team exactly?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get
Oh,
to that.
cool. I want to.
Yeah, we're going to look at the team and the club standings and describe what that is.
Yeah, that's
A
great.
lot of fun stuff, especially for these Scholastic tournaments, because a lot of coaches and parents and players love not only playing for their themselves, but also playing for the team. So the under 1600 section, of which there are 62 players, we have 5 perfect scores with Vrishank Pederetti, Kyle Zeng, Ethan Sun, Luke Wajaja, and Dar Shetty, all with 3 out of 3. And quite a few players at 2.5. Manit Mongar, Rajneesh Jain, Ian Wajaja, Kevin Sampath, and Leary. Whoops.
This has become a huge tournament,
It's a big tournament.
or a big tournament rather.
Gogo Danzig Perlman, all with 2.5, and then you see the rest of the standings. And let me put in the
Abel, is that a lot of siblings, the Danzig Perlmans?
yeah, that is 2 of them, and same with the Wijaja. There's 2 brothers, and they're playing at the Mechanics Institute, both of them. There we go. So
Ethan's son.
So you go to the Google Sheet, you'll see all what we're looking at, basically the standings and then the pairings. And then in the bottom section, we have 134 players in the under 1,000 section.
Wow.
And we have several players with 3 out of 3 after 3 rounds. Kyle Can Carton, Daniel Sofer, Lucas Lee, Liam Luna, Ivan Pokrovsky, Tasty Celery, Dominic Matar, Oliver Rana.
Definitely some of these names are familiar to
Yep,
me.
yep. Suyash Bhagwat, Benjamin Hong, Pranavi Pramod, Christopher Garabai, Safin Safarilakan, Oliver Shen, Leo Hill, Yang Yu, and Sahil Shiva Kumar, who is the brother of last year's overall winner, Shanak Shiva Kumar. And then Judith's posting in the chat that we did use accelerated pairings for the under 1,000. You use those pairings when there's a lot of players in one section and you're trying to arrive at a sole winner. So that's what that is. And if you combine these total number of players with all the players in the Chess Kids section, there was 133 in the Chess Kids section, plus all the players here in the chess.com, 341 players in total for this event. So thank you to all the parents and all the kids and all the players and all the volunteers and all the staff. It's a big event with many moving parts, and we just have some of the best people around. And so thank you all for helping us put together this great event. And we're not done. There's a lot more to go. So let's take a look at the teams. And so there's two things to look at. There's team standings and club standings. The team standings are basically school teams. So what this is that all the players across all the sections that go to the same school, they count towards the team score. So it's not as if all the players from a school have to be in the same category, like under 1600.
You don't even have to know each other.
You actually don't have to know each other. You just have to go to the same school.
Right, exactly.
And so, like, you can have like 20 players play for the school, but it's the top 4 scores that count. Top 4 scores, and you need a minimum of 2 to make a team. So that's what these.
There's no I in team, right? Is that what you're saying?
There's no I in team. Yeah, I mean that's exactly the way to look at it. And especially because when it comes to the team scores, like you can have 10 players playing for you, but you actually may not know which 4 are going to be the top 4. So
I'm curious. Where's Fallon from? They're leading with 8.5. Where are they from?
They're from Dublin. Okay. Yeah, and they sent the largest contingency to the U.S. Amateur Team West Kids that we just had.
Wow.
They're an extremely organized chess school club. I think they got over 100 players.
Well, who's the organizers out there?
Eric Lai, and and a bunch of other people. Parents,
fantastic.
Basically parents getting together. And the kids are great, and they're great. They got great coaches. It's a lot of fun to have them promote Scholastic chess in the Bay Area. So they're in first place with 8.5, half point of Hillsborough. The Mechanics Institute and Coach Andy Schley and Coach Colin, they help coach the Hillsborough kids, and they got 8 points. So
doing good. Wow, with less amount of players too.
Yeah. And then in third place is Yallo. They're a team, I think they're either from Florida or Atlanta.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah. So they have 6 points tied with Dry Creek. And you look at all these schools that are represented. We got 20 in total. Which is a lot given the number of players we have. So great for them to organize and come together. From New York.
The brothers making up a team down there at the bottom. Very cool.
And then Judith's saying they're from New York, the Yallo team. And it's actually Irina Crush.
Right.
Right. We knew she sent a team. I wasn't sure which school that was, so it looks like it is Yallo. So there you have it. That's the team score. And now, let me see if there's a way for me, because we also have the club standings. And
now, what's the club mean?
So that's different from a school, and I'm trying to grab those standings here. It's different from a school in that the club is like a chess club. So it's not necessarily like an academic institution. It could be, your after-school chess club, for example.
Right.
you know, like that. And let me sort of kind of put this together so that we can see. There you go. And you can see the
Judith's telling you what to do.
No, I know it's to the right, except that I can't scroll all the way and have it fit in the box, so I had to adjust the box. So first place club, the Mechanics Institute, because we have several players participating. 12 points. Second place, CVSC, which is Central Valley Scholastic Chess. 10.5 points. And look at all the players they sent. I mean, they sent
Wow.
quite a few players.
And who's the organizer out there? Who's the Central Valley? What's that, Stockton?
And Judith, do you know T minus 1 minute to start it around? If you got quick fingers, who is the organizer of the Central Valley Scholastic Chess? Do you know who that is? It's in like Judith's neck of the woods. We spoke to one of the parents yesterday. It was either one of the parents or organizer. They had a ton of enthusiasm.
That's a big chess club.
Yeah, I was surprised actually. And then in third is the Fallon Chess Club, Bright Knights with 8 points. Also, they're competitive right up there. And then Bright Chess Club, the Bright Chess Club, they won the U.S. Amateur Team West. Oh, they're from the Sacramento area. And then Berkeley Chess School, 4.5. In sixth place, Gainesville, Florida, Gainesville Logic Club, 4.5. Chess Atlanta with 4 points.
Florida, representing Florida, huh?
So
wow, New York, Florida,
everything.
Atlanta. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the Mechanics Institute, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's. That's where we're at, and we're going to get ready to start the round shortly. And as we prepare for that, let me get out of here, and then let me go to the pairing sheet, and then we're going to follow the top matchups in each of the sections. So let me start and pull up some games. And now we're headed to the championship rounds. And we're going to start off by seeing if Roger Shih will be able to continue perfection.
Hey, Warriors said he played horse yesterday. That's great.
I think we inspired him from...
I knew chess and basketball are like this, man. You know? Where else can you play horse, huh? You have to go out to the chaparral or something like that, you know?
Oops. All right. And here we are. Board one on the top section, Roger Shih playing Yali Danzig Perlman.
What is the current game? Yeah, what's the current view of this, Nick?
Oh well, it's the old opening A3, and so your black takes the B3 square with C4, and okay, it's respectable opening from both sides.
Is that variation where white plays B4 takes and bishop B2? Is that still a decent variation for white, or is that just bad?
Pawn sacrifice?
Yeah.
Well, probably no. In the computer age, those kind of pawn sacrifices don't do as well.
Okay, well, I won't play it against a computer then.
Yeah, but gotta have fun too. I love those gambits.
Yeah. Well, what's the worst that can happen for white is to allow, black to completely invade over there and then not get anything going on the king side.
Yeah, but you're pretty locked up. I mean, it's black wants to go knight A5 and knight B3 and bishop A4, but you know, like, well,
We've
maybe
seen this before.
yeah.
Let me go to the second board in that section as I continue to pull up games.
No, this is right out of, people never used to think much about playing G5, even though it was always a good idea going all the way back. But now it's just commonplace.
Yes, yeah. We could be watching the Magnus Carlsen Invitational.
Yeah. And there's even games from far back going all, back into the, early 1900s where this kind of move was played too. Doesn't go out. Attacking the king never goes out of style. There's always going to be people who want to do it.
And it's always action chess.
Oh, pawn to d4. Well, this is interesting. Like you can take the
Take the g4 pawn twice.
yes, and things really open up.
And then white plays a simple queen sacrifice by just playing knight takes d4 and overruns the white squares and wins in short order.
And we had a miniature here on board 2.
Oh, of all things. Black played g4 without thinking.
Board 2 of the under 1000 section. So it's 2 players, both with 3 out of 3. But look how things went here.
Oh, there's 2 knights defense.
With knight, yeah.
All theory so far. Castles. Oh, takes was wrong. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's it, folks.
And I'm wondering if this G4 was...
There's no move. There's no move that saves white.
Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
One mistake, pawn takes e5.
Yeah. This is why you have to know some opening theory.
Yeah, but what a mate with the bishop and the knight.
Excuse me just a second.
Unbelievable. And that could happen, and it happens, right? Because
People fall into opening traps all the time.
like they were both 3 out of 3, so they can play. So what can you do?
You can mute the person that's not.
Can I do that?
I think you have the power. Yeah.
On the Zoom, I do actually. Huh?
Yeah.
I could do that.
It can be useful.
I had this morning. I was talking to Reika in the right before the tournament, and just like the kids were making a lot of noise, and then she hit the mute. She muted everybody.
Right.
She muted me even. But let's take a look at the top board in the under 1000, because that's a section with ton of 3-0 players, and Liam Luna, who I think is one of the students from Grandmaster Irina Krush. Liam Luna is right here playing white against Oliver Shen.
Can Nick be heard?
Yeah, it's okay. Bishop takes h3 is a threat.
Oh yeah, because then f3 square would be open. Takes.
Well, also c5 is a threat. Queen d5. In fact, black could have won a piece by playing c5 on the previous move.
Yes, nice.
So queen h4 probably wasn't good.
Oh,
Bishop
yeah.
e2 now.
Yeah, c5, and there's no defending that bishop there.
Yeah, queen d5, bishop e6. So now white can play bishop e2 and get away with murder.
Yes. Yeah.
And then in another game of unbeatens, Omega Destroyer, Ivan Pokrovsky against Benjamin Hong. It looks like up a piece is
Pieces are even, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's the
oh,
pawn
it's pawns.
deficit.
It's the
Yeah, it's
pawns.
like
Two
two.
pawns.
Yeah, but black's got some good compensation maybe here.
Oh, got a pawn back actually. Yeah, black's looking all right.
Well, yeah, two bishops versus two knights, open board, better development. He's threatening a pawn. Still, it's not over. And
Here's another game under 1,000, both unbeaten. Leo Messi, not to be confused with Lionel Messi. Leo Hill playing Lucas Lee.
Well,
black is definitely in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, now
this should be
trading
over.
Yeah.
A lot of moves played and too fast, it seems. Let's take a look at the top board in the under 1600 section, which is Pumpkin Energy, Kyle Zhang against Luke Wijaja. Wow, look at this game.
Ooh, love that knight on G6.
Yeah.
I thought this might have come out of the opening, the other game that we were looking at almost, the French, but this is. Maybe black should just play knight e4 and give away the pawn in order to get rid of that horrible knight at g6.
And Luke going on the queen side there. And then in another... Yeah, go ahead.
No, black's position's okay. It's only the knight, but the knight by itself doesn't give you, white needs something else to cause real trouble.
Yeah, great observation. There again, it's that thing about there's that wonderful piece, but it's not really, doing anything. It's just beautiful, but it's got to be moving.
Gotta have more than that.
It's got to be moseying along, get along, right?
Giddy upping, huh? And Darchetti, catch 31, is white against Ethan Sun, SF Deals.
Now there's a trap for you, right? If black plays e takes d4, which of course you wouldn't do anyway, but yeah. Okay. A small trap.
Oh, yeah. Pawns are equal. Isolated pawn or something. So a little edge for white.
So black shouldn't go into a king and pawn ending here, right? That would be a little risky.
You'd have an isolated pawn. His king would be up a little more, but yeah, that'd be a little risky.
I love the pawn formation on the queen side. It's so beautifully symmetrical. It's almost like a picture.
Well, we can't get a pawn ending because knight takes e5, queen takes e5. There would have been a queen g3 check.
Yes.
But he's used up the check already now.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. He's used the check up. Now knight g6 would be as equal as it gets, I guess. Well, no, then white could move the queen to b7. Well, white has to be a little careful here.
This is a dilemma. If pawn takes e5, the queen takes on b7. You win a pawn. If queen takes e5,
You
wow,
get that
that's
king and pawn ending with the black king on h8 as well.
maybe he'll just play a rook and pawn and pay for it.
Yeah, rook e5 is risky here for black. I mean, maybe it's not losing, but it's a little bit risky.
All right. And it looks like, and this is in the.
Although that's got to be a draw, right, Nick? King e4, king e6.
Probably a draw, probably,
Yeah.
but White's the one trying to win it.
No.
This is the end of Benjamin Hong's game. Look at that, just putting the mate on Ivan Pokrovsky.
Ooh, wow.
And wow, look at this position here.
Who's going to stack up the chairs and tables after the tournament's finished?
Oh, what a pleasure.
Wait,
we don't have to do that.
There's a lot of things we missed, but I don't know if that's one of them. Although we used to always tell ourselves it was exercise and that it was good for us. But
What about going out for pizza afterwards?
afterwards, we were doing pizza during. That was
Yeah, during and afterwards.
during and after. So
Black is playing an exemplary game here.
yeah, rip
He's
draw.
up a bishop and 3 pawns.
Rip draw is ripping the draw here. This is Sahil Shiva Kumar. So
this is a bit of an upset.
no, because Safin is he's unrated, although we know he's like a fairly strong Scholastic player, but it's certainly not an upset, and certainly not when you consider who Ripdraw's brother is.
Oh, I get you. Right.
Let's go back to board 1 and take a look at the 1600 plus championship. Rajashi.
Oh, somehow this became exciting.
Look at Black's game here, though. It's like, I mean, talk about activation of minor pieces. It's incredible. Everything is trying to pin something. It's remarkable.
Yeah, well, Black is threatening bishop takes e2, so got to do something about it. Or maybe you can just go queen a2 and get out of the pin. Yeah, that would be simplest. And then,
Queen a2.
but
What a
Black
position.
has allowed it to be opened up, and he's castled queenside.
Yeah, that's an odd thing. An interesting odd thing.
So somehow, Black is in. It looked good with that pin, but Black is in trouble. Ouch.
Well, bishop takes d2 would slow White down a lot here.
Yeah, probably needs to do that.
But you're right, White. At first sight, it looked like Black was just looking really good, but
Yeah, it's unusual in the French that White's playing on the queen side.
yeah. Oh, every once in a while you see some strange attack down the B file and the winnower. It happens. So many beautiful games won by White on the White side of French defense. It's a wonder. Well, Korchnoi played some beautiful Frenches, and Botvinnik did, but There's always the odd game, but it was usually white just playing some gorgeous attacking game, and you know,
And here, Aiden Leong's got his pawn all the way to A7 against Adrian Chen.
That pawn ran up really quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Last time we looked, it was on A2.
And then all of a sudden,
Oh, white must be winning.
yeah. I mean, black has to start some desperate thing on the king side with knight G6 or something. Yeah, this is hopeless, I guess.
and then this is board 3 in the top with Sanjeev Anand playing white against Vedant Talwalkar.
You know, these games are looking quite sophisticated. These players are putting some heart and soul into this.
Yeah, I mean, these are class A and B players here in this
Yeah.
section too.
Some
Yeah, you think of it-
complicated middle game here. But white's missing his Roy Lopez bishop. He must be lost. Just kidding. Just kidding.
And
I think you're right. He can't be better.
congratulations to Jazz Fork, who's about to deliver a mate there in a number of ways.
Wow.
Jashith Karthi, congratulations.
Yeah.
And let's go back to this game we were watching earlier, Pumpkin Energy and Luke Wajaja. That is Kyle Zhang against Luke Wajaja.
Oh, that hurts. Ouch, rook takes C6 here.
Yeah.
And check on D5.
Oh, wow.
I think black was busted probably, huh? And he sees
I
it.
saw it. And I was watching this like in real time, and the move was played even before Nick mentioned it. It was like instant. Nice
One of the-
tactics.
This is why you learn these basic tactics and exchanges, because you'll never miss something like this.
Yeah.
We still have club players who have been playing for many years who are not familiar with some of these basic 1-2 punches and miss them continuously.
Well, it's like a workout too, right? It's
I'm not naming names, although I'm tempted to.
Does it pain
Well,
you,
you
Paul, to see people miss that?
What's that?
Does it pain you to see people miss?
Well, I miss it on occasion too, so I'm not gonna blast anybody too hard.
You're not gonna throw stones.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I survive every once in a while in those arenas is because I just don't miss as much. You know, I'm still able to see a little bit more than
The average bear.
some of the players. Yeah. But that's the only difference a lot of the times.
White blundered his beautiful A pawn.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or else black played like a genius to regain it. Yeah, something happened here.
Whoa, look at that. I think black's in the art of defense here.
Black's a clever. Which one? Rice chess master?
Yeah,
Who is that?
that is.
In my class?
No. I was just saying he's going to be playing
yeah.
the art of defense. Adrian Cheng.
Well, black's in a quandary here because white wants to take on c8 and play queen d6, and that's not so easy maybe to stop. I don't know.
I think he can go queen E7, guarding the rook on A7 and pawn on D6.
Oh, that's a fancy move, a great move.
But still, white's a pawn up. Safe for king. But losing that beautiful pawn on a7, that should be a crime.
Not bad, huh?
It's pawn worked its whole life to get up to a7. One step at a time.
This is an interesting little rook and pawn ending here. Not easy for white, even though, it's probably a draw. If the pawn was on the g file, it would be an easy draw, I think.
I think these players in particular really need to work on this particular endgame, especially as they move up the ranks and play, experts and masters. Because points are given away when you don't know some of the basics.
Look at this. It's a strange position. White just put himself in a kind of a Zutzwang. Bizarre. Isn't black going to play g5? And if the king steps onto the third rank, g4. But that might not be sufficient either. Yeah. Oh, it was white's move. Excuse me.
So what's the strategy here? Like rook h1 and try to push, or?
Usually the strategy is to kind of play pointless moves and hope for a nice fat blunder.
For a misclick, yeah.
Play for the misclick, yeah.
I once had this position with the extra pawn at the last round of a U.S. Open.
Is that what?
I tried for and I would tie for first with a win against a 300-point lower or 200-point lower rated opponent.
Who is that?
Hours and hours and hours, but I just could not do anything.
Who was the player?
I've forgotten his name.
Well, in the last round of a U.S. Open, that's a great story. I'd love to hear more of your last round tournament stories. You've had some incredible successes, and some of your last rounds must have been very, very dramatic. More dramatic than most of us can pull out of our.
I've got a long list of last round failures.
Well, I mean, that's part of what makes it interesting too. I mean, but boy, I'd like to hear them. I mean, you've played some big money games, Nick. That New York Open, largest prize fund ever at the time of an Open Swiss tournament, you won. That's an incredible achievement.
Wasn't a World Open also?
Or was it the World Open? Yeah. Sorry, I get my New York Opens and World Opens mixed up.
Oh, white just blundered.
I didn't play in enough of them.
Blundered because of yeah.
That pawn was pinned.
Yeah.
So rook f2 is hopeless, I'm assuming.
Well, he's got to try it, but then the pawn, e3, and you have two connected passed pawns.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not good. And white had a lot of time to figure this out. It's funny, the king went up to the fourth rank when maybe it should have crawled around below instead.
It's gone backwards.
Yeah. Or maybe 10 moves ago.
Oh. And we have Luke with Jaja in the chat saying rest in peace, I lost. True, I suck at endgames and openings and the theoretical stuff.
Well, that means there's a lot of room to improve.
Yeah. Yeah, the endgames, the openings, and theoretical. Yeah, and the thing is that that's probably a lot more common than people admit. That, I mean, you can be a strong A player and not have a grasp of opening theory and endgames. right? Because you can survive off of just calculation and tactics. You can go far. You just can't get past a certain level. Would that be pretty accurate to describe that?
I mean, you need end games, yeah, to go.
Probably past expert, to get to expert and beyond.
Yeah.
All right, let's check back in on board one.
I think part of getting good at end games is taking an interest in them. They're fascinating. They're once you get interested in them and you start playing over, games and with great end games by world champions and so on and so forth, you'll see how chess games are won, and that's
we have
where the end game comes in.
We have joining us Coach Jay Stallings. How's it going?
Hey guys. Hey man. how you guys doing? Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Yeah, happy weekend. We're following the kids over here, and we got 341 in total between the chess kid sections and the rated sections, and we actually got like 100 registrations last night. So
man.
that was pretty wild actually.
That last minute stuff,
Do
you have a team here or a school or an individual that you're coaching in this tournament?
I don't, Paul. Yeah, my guys are all I say this. My students are in Southern California, but they're really spread across the U.S. But the ones in the Bay Area, I think most of them they've found coaches in the Bay Area. The students that I have are everywhere from New Jersey, New York, and Georgia, Florida, Texas, and then a lot in the Southern California. So we meet online, of course, and ever since the pandemic, the whole thing has changed a bit. But
I'll bet.
But I teach in schools in Wyoming, like a regular school, 4 classes a week, and then I teach a chess club in Virginia once a week, and a chess club in Texas once a month. So a little here, a little there. I'm not flying to these.
You're not taking your jet over there to do the class?
I don't have that many frequent flyer miles. That would be nice. But yeah, so we've been having to change the way we do business. That's for sure. So I'm sorry, I'm taking away time from the games, and it looks like a rook and pawn in game, pretty interesting there. Is that a draw?
What do you think, Ned? We sort of been following this game.
It looks like White's completely lost, right? Because Black's going to play H3 and Rook H1.
The king can't come over, huh? Yeah. So he's in trouble.
Yep. And this is a battle.
He's not going to be able to.
Perfect scores.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he could play King G3, but oh well, life goes on.
Well.
So.
Yeah.
And Coach Jay, you got a big weekend of your own coming up next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You are organizing the Southern California Super State Championship. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So we've been doing the SoCal Super States, which is, we call it Super States because we combine the elementary, the junior high, and the high school, and so. We've been doing that together since 2011, and we have a small Hyatt in my neck of the woods where I live, and that's where we've hosted it. And so we have to pretty much stop at 600 when we have an in-person tournament. And this year we scheduled for April, and then our date had to change. Well, we didn't have to, but we wanted to change to not conflict with the Chess Kid announcement that they were having a national female championship on April 17th. So we scrambled and realized we had to move it forward 3 weeks. And just by bad coincidence, our webmaster was in the middle of moving from his house, and so we only got the website up to sign up last Friday for an event that's next weekend. So, I checked earlier today. We're at 176 registrations, and
Fantastic.
we get a lot of our registrations. Coaches will fill out a spreadsheet and just throw it at us at the last minute, and then oh, here's 40 more, and you just boom, they just throw it down on you. So yeah, fun stuff.
It's something about those last minute. I think it's in the blood, but that's fantastic registration, especially on short notice.
Yeah, it's been nice to see it get up to that amount. So at least we got to there. So hey, I'm seeing a possibility in this game for maybe is there? Oh man, I was looking at a stalemate idea, but it's not quite working out. I'm always desperately looking for those. It seems like, well, you know why? It's because I'm always losing. So I'm just in my games. I should just study stalemates all the time, because I get in such desperate situations that I just have to try to find a way to get stalemated.
Yeah, we're huge fans of the swindle, and we're always looking for that. And
oh yeah, well I don't know. What do you guys think is the best swindle of all time? I mean, and this, I don't know. Did you guys see the Aronian win last week?
No.
Oh gosh, he was down. It was one of those queen end games where he's down 3 pawns, and his opponent moves to just the wrong square with the queen, and so it's just a mate in 2 suddenly. Aronian just a check, and then a swallow's tail mate that is only it was like if you were trying to help your opponent, right?
I've seen those. I've seen those mates.
And Luke with Jaja's in the chat and it was against Jordan Van Forest.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Nick Carlson tried queen against somebody.
He's learning from you, Paul.
Yeah. So I mean, that would have qualified. If that had worked out, that would have been one of the great swindles of all time, I think, and only something that could work in an online game. I don't even remember anybody trying that in a over the board game.
Right. Well,
So
Carlson,
absurd.
that was the very end yesterday when he lost in the Nepomniachtchi. That was the final move he played, was to attack his queen and hope he just promoted the pawn
Right.
instead. But
Right.
And
it's good to know the world's champion tries the same things I do.
and Glenn Panner's in the chat saying hey to Coach Jay.
Hey, Glenn, I was on earlier watching Glenn, so now it's good to see that he's on watching me. So
He's returning the favor.
hey, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, he's returning it.
How are the ribs?
Oh.
He's telling.
I'll tell you, there's a move that would never have occurred to me. White playing bishop to b5. It just looks so wrong.
Wrong why?
Because it's giving up the white squared bishop, which controls c4 and so much, and all the light square. It's just, I think it's not a good move. But
Do you think he's doing it to open the A file?
and black doesn't take it. So
If I were black, I would have taken that and done
Yeah.
b6 and have that c4 square for the knight.
Yeah, this is
Right. Yeah, that would have been a nice square, huh? That.
yeah. And there's
Nimzovich,
nothing
C4
on the
square.
A file, really, because black can just play b6, and white's rooks look silly. They're doubled up on the beef pawn.
Do you guys think white needs to play knight e1 and knight d3 to try to get that guy in the action?
Oof, yeah.
Well, if black plays knight a5, white should go back with the bishop, losing 2 moves in a row. But it's worth it not to give up that bishop.
Just
Or
to
not
admit
that-
his mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, that knight would look good on c5 for white.
Yeah, but even at knight c5, it can be repelled eventually by pawn to b6. Whereas black playing knight c4, that knight is, entrenched. So there's a difference
And
that's in black's favor.
Roger is going for it because he was offered a draw. He declined it. White declined a draw offer. And White currently is the only player in the 1600 plus with a perfect score, 3 out of 3.
Well, white's advantage is just optical. It's actually black who's probably got the advantage here. Black's not necessarily playing this in the right way. Now white can try something like c4, or black's giving white chances. He should just play knight a5.
And
What do you think, Nick? Or maybe it's even. It's probably about even.
These Frenches are strategically complicated.
Yeah.
It's often tough to say. I mean, I think White's fine, but yeah, put that black knight back on a5.
And white can also, play on the king side, which is the natural place for him to play.
So it's White's turn here.
White playing on b5.
White can just go pawn to a5.
There you go. That's the move. The vital square, a5.
And
White
guys,
gets there first.
with about 60 games in the under 1000 section, at this point right now, there's only 6 games left in the under 1000 section. SF deals.
But yeah, a5 is interesting because the queen is overworked, right? So that's something that's might not immediately jump out, and so if knight takes, you can just play bishop takes d7, right?
Right.
And yeah, and if queen takes, there's queen takes queen, and bishop takes d7.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I have to admit though, it's probably the kind of move I would play even if there wasn't a bishop at d7, just to try to open that a file against
Good
that king.
thinking.
I don't know.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ethan's son is in the chat, very happy because he converted that end game, and here's the ending. Just stacking those rooks,
Yeah, that looks
next to each
looks
other.
a little better for black.
So he promoted to rooks, huh, to make sure he wasn't going to stalemate.
All right,
Fun.
back.
There's something nice about the two rooks together like that. It's very powerful.
Looks
looking.
noble. Looks noble.
It does, yeah. Like towers, the two towers. Sounds like it should be a movie or something.
Yeah,
The Two Towers. Wasn't that a book? Stephen King book, The Two Towers.
it's
I
part of
think
the
it's
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings
Oh,
trilogy.
is that what it is? It was so one of those.
Yeah, I wish I had made that up, but you know what?
And Judith is happy for Aditya Cheetah won his game. And let me see if I could find that game. I know it's over, but
So, Paul, you were or Nick, one of you guys were saying maybe White should play on the king side, and for me, I'm one of those players, not as strong as you guys, obviously, not even close. That I'm always attacking the king. I'm going after that king, but we should attack in the direction of our pawn chain, and the pawn chain is aiming towards the king side. So the white bishop looks great on d3, and then do you just transfer all the other pieces over that way and try to gain an advantage, win a pawn, and go to the end game? Is that the idea?
I would be like you, Jay. I would go after the king in this position.
Yeah,
On
at
the
this
queen
point
side.
you go after the king. Yes. That a5 move is such a nice move.
Yeah, but should Black here play jump in and play knight a5 while he's got a chance?
Absolutely. Black had the raw completely. They're not understanding the strategic, the one of the essential strategic things here, which is that the black knight should have stayed there. Yes,
oh,
he plays it. and white should not be trying to trade his white squared bishop. So this is, once they get past that, then we'll see what's up.
And let me just find a game here.
Maybe white, has gained a move or two there, but black still may be on track to play it correctly.
You think white might be toying with c4?
Well, he missed the a5 move. So I think the players have been missing some things here,
Mm-hmm.
Small things, but significant things.
C4 is the kind of move I would play in a blitz game just to open up the diagonal from the d2 bishop to the knight. Of course, if knight takes c4, and then, I guess just bishop takes, and then queen takes. Yeah, it's not going anywhere in my head.
Well.
So back to swindles. I want to ask you guys, what in your mind goes back to one of the greatest swindles ever played, like a stalemate trap, or even just turning the whole thing around? Do you guys have any from history that's jumped out at you?
One that jumps out for me only because I sort of saw it as it was happening. I thought it was kind of fascinating. There was a game that I saw Sergei Karyakin playing, where all of a sudden he was in a stalemated position, so he just used his rook to just deliver checks on his opponent, so that it would basically be captured.
There's a lot of those
That was fun. That was fun to watch.
Stalemate. There's a lot of those stalemate traps. Reshevsky fell in one every 11 years.
Oh yeah,
every 11 years he fell into the same stalemate trap.
I can't believe Reshevsky and the stalemates that he falls into. There was the Queen F2 one.
Yeah, and he fell into it 3 times, each over the course of 11 years.
That's funny. And there's a Christensen game where Belyavsky. Yeah, it's Belyavsky Christensen, and he threatens a perpetual, and Belyavsky stops it, and then he turns it into a stalemate. It's one of those amazing games.
Nick showed that game recently.
Well, that was my Mechanics Institute column 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice! Very cool.
Yeah,
I showed it.
But Nick showed
yesterday.
A glorious Christensen one. Christensen played one that's even more extraordinary than that. And
wow!
Nick showed that game.
Oh, where he was down a whole queen.
He was down a whole queen for a long time.
Wow!
That game, of course, he won. He didn't bother drawing.
Oh, that's funny. I seem to recall a Gelfbond swindle against Jobaba, I think it was, or one of those guys where he just sacked the house for a stalemate. Sacked like 4 pieces in a row or something. Those are always fun. How are we doing here in the tournament, Abel? Where are we in the round?
We're in round 4 out of 5, and 1 round to go. The Chess Kids sections finished much earlier, so those are out of the way. So this is it. We got the final round at 4 o'clock, and that is it. And even in the round here, there's only a handful of games left in the round. So we should be wrapping this up pretty soon. 3 games left in the top section. The middle section, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, that's 7 games. And the bottom section, I think it's only 2 games. 2 games left. So it's winding down.
So the position on the board right now, I was going to say that bishop was worthless anyway. You might as well get 2 passed for it, right? So he's given up the bishop for the 2 passers in order to get a little activity for his rook. And we shall see.
Yeah, probably the best swindling champ.
White's offered like tons of draws in this game, and black just keeps declining them.
Black could play knight d2 here just to make it interesting. Yeah, you could tell that white had done his pre-move there, and there's been a little debate on that recently on Facebook about pre-move. People saying, should you take advantage of it? That old, when somebody plays g6, and then you play bishop h6 and grab their fianchettoed bishop, thank you very much. But yeah, I would do b6, bishop b7, and then g6, and then just wait for them to play bishop h6 and take it. But
that's part of the risk, right? Is that you might save a second or a fraction of a second, but you're also exposing yourself that if something doesn't happen according to plan, right?
Yeah, this is a great lesson by black here, putting that knight on the d6 square and on a perfect place where it's protected by a pawn, and it not only blocks the d file but also guards the critical e8 square that the rook might have tried to use to sneak in behind. And now, of course, he's just following it. Oh wow, cooperation by white. But what else was he going to do?
Yeah,
he's got the active king. Here he comes. But they're both active.
Yeah, this is black. Easily will convert this. Should easily convert it. Let's take
what's the rating on this guy? 1500.
Let's look at this. Shuyash, Deepra 872.
Oh, should have pushed his pawns at least.
Let's see.
Maybe he's thinking h5. Oh, okay, a little late now. But I was thinking, h5, then g5, then f6. But yeah, the player playing black knows how to keep that knight in a good square to slow everything down.
So white is 756, black is 939.
So they're obviously very strong players. Okay, good to know. They're vicious competitors.
And
yeah,
Suyash still learning proper etiquette, continuing to offer draws in an obviously lost position.
With the pandemic, kids that are like 900 and stuff, a lot of them are closer to like 1400 strength because they've just been getting stronger and stronger, but their rating may not be reflecting it as much, may not be catching up. Is that his regular online rating, Abel, or is that just his OTB rating, or you can't tell?
The rating that's listed on there, that's chess.com rated.
No, I mean,
I can't tell, but the rating listed that I read off is the higher of the over the board or online, but I can't tell which one that is.
Right, that's what we're doing for our championship as well, as seeding the players and preparing purposes in order by the higher of the two ratings. So luckily I've got Judith as my chief TD, so she's following all the protocols that mechanics follows. That's nice. Yeah, not seeing any good swindles coming in this one.
It's hard when you don't have any pieces. You need at least one piece.
I try to tell my students that chess is not like the other sports where you play basketball. When you're losing, you still have 5 players and they have 5 players. But in chess, when you're losing, they have more players. It's a lot harder to make a comeback. So take your time before you start losing players, and that's a hard thing, of course, to get the young ones to do, is to take their time before they're losing.
And back to the top board here. Roger Shi and Yali Danzig Perlman.
Huh. So Yeah, it was before that move. I was thinking white was going to play knight c5, but at some point, but yeah,
What do you
needs
got?
to. Wow.
What do you think of this, Nick?
Somehow it's better for white. You can't go bishop b7 because of rook takes b6, bishop b4, rook a6. That's a good move. White needs to go f3. It's the actions are on the queen side where the black king lies.
Yeah, you thinking f3? Now, do you play g4 after that, Nick?
Oh
Chase
no,
that knight and knight d6.
no, that would to me that would weaken the white king side. So
Mm-hmm.
I might go queen a3. I would try to get that bishop on d2 to a better square. Um, that's
Now, does
that's the
that?
one bad piece that white has.
Do you think it should aspire to get to d6 or something?
Yeah, you could even try the long way around, like queen a3, bishop b1, h4, e7, d6. But I don't know if you'll ever get there.
Well, speaking of swindles, I think White's trying to see if they can somehow manage a swindle in this game, but I don't see how it'll get there. But that's the nature of a swindle, right?
Yeah. Well, he's
There's
got the.
hope with those pawns.
There is hope with those pawns. Yeah. I mean, if you trade queens, it could get a little tricky.
I love that white king just charging up.
And
Ready
black,
to,
and black, who's
Wow.
leading, they're the ones that are going to have
Wow.
time trouble.
But where does that king go after queen b7 check?
oh,
I don't.
maybe.
Yeah, that looks. I don't see a good square.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, because the queen's got b3 or b2 after that, and
Queen b7 was a better move. Yes.
okay, so queen e7 and then trade queens, and white is in good shape, right? Am I right?
Queen e7.
Well, I'm
Queen
not sure.
e7, and if
Not
black
sure.
blocks it,
Well,
charge.
this move makes sense.
Just move the pawns up and the king up and move everything up and just try to
Yeah.
promote everything.
I think he's going to play queen b7 check and rook e8, right?
That would be a good plan. Yes, I mean, he probably has to go back to or something. Rook e8. Get that. Maybe you go. It's hard to find a good square for that king.
Yeah, rough. Hmm.
Now maybe you go king to e6.
I was looking at queen e3, but I don't know. Oh, queen e3, queen b3, and that black b pawn's promoting, huh?
Yeah, that's. I mean, white's probably lost, but king e6 has some ideas. It's just you're kind of closer to helping out that pawn.
Right.
And just checking back
right.
on
And
the board one real
And
quick.
if rook takes c5, then queen takes c5. Gotcha.
Oh, all the action happened.
And
Why
seconds
does it-
left on.
Paul, I
Yali's
think you're
clock.
muted right now.
He's just muted.
Paul, I think you're muted right now, but maybe that's on purpose. Oh, wow. We did miss all the action here.
Yeah, he is muted.
I'll say the words while Paul moves his mouth. I think Coach J is Coach J is my favorite coach of all times, and
I completely deserve that. I completely deserve that. So I apologize, everybody. I was muted, and but that's all.
All right, so what's happening here? He apparently missed a mate in two, says Judith.
Oh, now here's a mate in two. Boom, 1-2, game over. Oh, he had queen b6, queen a7, but oh well. He's only got 12 seconds, so he's kind of hustling here.
This is hopeless. Hard to guard that bishop.
Great win by Roger Shi, who's in control now for the championship.
Yeah.
Very nice win.
I'm a little behind you guys. I'm watching the wrong broadcast, I think.
See, I'm muted and you're watching the wrong broadcast.
But you're following some game. I mean,
I'm following, but I'm a few steps behind you guys. So I'm following on the actual Twitch broadcast, and I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's
the best.
That's the right place. Just refresh the browser.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
So this is
just loses without a fight.
Yeah.
Well, black could have played. Yeah.
Needed that pawn.
So yeah, see, I am behind you guys because he hadn't played the fork yet when you guys were already saying it, or maybe you're just visionaries and can see the future more.
It's easy to get a computer lag.
Yeah, it's happened incredibly funny ways too. The only way not to have the computer lag is if Abel is the only one commenting.
Yeah,
he's
real time. I get real time
on Twitch. After the pandemic, it'll probably be easier for the mechanics to have a seamless interface when Abel and I and Nick can all be together in the same room.
Oh yeah, I mean.
So guys, look, is this position getting interesting again? I know I'm behind, but
yeah, that king is working.
Right?
Trying to help the pawn.
What I'm seeing is white should play queen d7 next move.
Black will have a little. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Black brings the rook to the long side.
Yeah.
That might have been a good idea.
Hey Paul, I'll be back in 1 minute. I have a TD thing.
Okay. All right, now I'm in charge.
Oh no! It's pandemonium.
Yeah,
Paul's
okay.
in charge.
Boy, what about that Abel guy, huh? This is an incredible tournament. I mean, we owe our online presence to Abel and Judith's incredible steering of the Mechanics Institute. Abel's, this is almost unimaginable what's happened, and in so many ways. And Abel has just made the chess club stay alive in so many ways. It's really remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. It's incredible. I mean, it's Abel and Judith are real leaders for the chess community. A great example for everybody.
So Jay, did you also just jumped into the online chess tournaments when the pandemic started?
So Nick, I was I jumped into online teaching, and I wish I would have jumped into the tournaments more, as far as like really doing that and presenting that. Southern California has been starved for tournaments, for online tournaments among its own players, I guess. And they've been going elsewhere to mechanics and CCA events and such like that to go and find their tournaments. we jumped right into online classes. We have about 750 students in our program. And,
Wow.
Hey, you
And
guys,
so when,
Paul and Jay, can I have a favor from you? Can I have you
Yeah.
guys just finish covering Nick? I'm gonna call you on the phone, but I need to talk to you away from the broadcast.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I'm
sounds good.
here.
We're on it.
I'm here. I never sleep. I never turn away the opportunity.
You see what happened in the game, Paul?
This is unbelievable. Yeah,
Black lost his rook. Crazy.
incredible.
So,
Well, now
White
it
is,
should be a draw, I'm assuming. But Black, what a turnaround! Just shows that anything can happen.
now be careful here. Oh, he did it.
Oh.
Look, he walked right into the check. There it is. It's all over. White's going to win. So that's what I tell my students. You have to look for those checks that you can block with a check.
And White's unnecessarily moving his king,
Right.
wasting
the
a
black
lot
king was
of
out.
time.
The black king was outside the square of the pawn, but
Way outside.
yeah.
It's still an easy win, but you don't want to make things more difficult for yourself, do you?
Right. Here comes
Yeah.
the white king, I bet. I'm guessing the white king will come. He should. So maybe
Okay.
maybe he doesn't quite know what to do here.
I'm not sure how to mute Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could hear me. I should mute it. Let me mute.
I don't think I can mute you.
I've heard people been having that trouble with Nick for years. So
No, let's just say it's nice having your own grandmaster in residence when
Nick is
issues come up.
understated. Nick is understated mastery. He doesn't have to say anything. You know, he is the authority.
he just is.
Yeah.
That
You've
is-
got
that's
three-time
nice.
U.S. chess champion and MCO, and you know, say no more. Although there's more to be said.
yeah, very fortunate to have a GM on staff right there on residence. You know, to resolve these TD things that call for a GM
Oh yeah.
to step
Oh
in.
yeah, no, absolutely. This certainly is one of those times.
Yeah, nice, very cool, good
And-
deal.
And we'll be sending the info here.
Well, we missed you guys. What took you so long? It was like what?
Yeah, I know.
Hours and hours and hours. You were gone.
Oh.
All right, White did turn that game around, and White won while you guys were gone, Nick and Abel. Black lost the rook, and White ended up winning this game.
Holy
That's
cow!
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I feel sorry for the Black side.
Oh my God! Let me,
Yeah, I mean,
you-
it's just no. Black blundered the rook.
took the pawn.
Yeah. Okay. So right in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So then, okay, check,
king up.
queen back.
I think Black just, you know, has played a good game, but sort of needed to keep his focus. And
Oh, he just took that. Did Black have to do that at that point? Why didn't just
No.
deliver the check on
yeah,
F8?
it did not have to do it. I mean, I
Right.
don't think.
No. Yeah, I think
Rook
just
F8
rook
check.
F8, and then queen F5. Yeah.
No, because I mean, even Rook F8 check, like King D7.
Then Queen F5 check. I like that Queen F5 check.
And then even eventually
Yeah, and
like
then-
Queen A8 check.
And then rook F6.
Or Queen A8. Rook F8, King G7, Queen A8. White
Mhm.
runs out of checks.
Yeah, you're threatening queen E8, mate. And yeah,
What do you think, Nick?
and worst of all, no stalemate available.
I guess there's a chance of White giving up the queen for the rook.
So then took, and even this is sort of even, right? Yeah.
Black
Yeah,
wins,
but then
forces.
he allowed this.
Yeah, why
To
didn't
block
Black
it-
take?
block a
Black
check
could have
with a
taken.
check.
Black could have taken the a3 pawn. Instead, he allowed White to take the pawn.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. The things we miss when we step away just for a moment. And
You guys were the good luck charm for Black, and
I know, and then we just abandoned. Then we just
you're probably
abandoned.
going to get some thumbs down comments in your
Yeah,
in
probably.
your Twitch stream.
Yeah, we cost someone the game. I mean, that's just plain and simple. All right, so round 4 is in the books, and
Wow.
round 5 pairings coming up shortly. Let's see if the standings have been updated yet. Not yet. It should be shortly, though. Let me see.
So, technical difficulties with the mute and the.
Just everything.
That was funny because I was talking and thought I was being heard.
Yeah, and we just.
I thought it was some of your. I thought, Paul, that it was some of your best contributions today. So
It probably was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was really making facial, impressions or something.
So the final round's going to start in just about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. The fifth and
who are
final.
the
We're
who are
up,
the leaders right now in your in the divisions?
well, they're updating the standings. We should have the new one shortly. But Roger Shee, who is the top seed in the 1600 plus, he'll be 4 out of 4, and he may.
Is anybody within half a point of him?
He-
There must be one person.
There's one person that might be, and let me see, how did that player do?
Oh, maybe. That's right.
No,
Because Roger played one of those
No.
3.5, 2.5.
no, I think he wins already, outright, because the other 2 players with 2.5 both lost. They both lost. So
He's 1.5 ahead already after 4 rounds?
yeah, and there's nobody with oh no, the one player's got 3. One player, Aiden Leong's got 3, so he could catch him to
Yes.
tie.
And they're going to play, probably.
Right.
If they haven't already.
They should.
Let me see.
Right.
Yeah, which gives Aiden his best shot. Because his fate is in his own hands.
That's right, because they haven't played yet. So
Yeah, so
Well,
that's a forced pairing. If I was Aiden, I'd be very pleased. Here's my shot.
you get a shot at the
Catch
title.
out. Yeah.
Shot at the title. And
Yeah, there's probably going to be a grandmaster draw off, or right after the first few moves.
which would defeat all the glory of Aiden's potentially.
No, if I'm
Roger's
Aiden,
going to play. Yeah.
Although you'd be
Go ahead.
tempted to take it though.
I want the gold medal. I want a share of the pie. And plus, he'd probably leapfrog the other guy for the ultimate prize, right? Because in individual encounter, he'd be.
I don't know that the individual encounter is the first tiebreak though.
Yeah, I don't think it is. In this Swiss like this, it'll be modified mean or median or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What would it be in FIDE?
I think only if it's a round robin that it's going to be head to head as your first tiebreak, and so with the Swiss, it's almost always going to be some kind of modified median, or if it depends on how many players are in the field and how many rounds there are, I think. But I'm not an NTD, so I don't know all those rules, and I don't know any. I'm not officially a FIDE arbiter like Abel is.
Hey Nick, check the one that Judith sent. Not the one I sent, if you can hear us.
So
He's on the run.
my question for Nick is, I want to hear about some of his last round victories because he has won some significant tournaments
Oh yeah.
and big money, big prize games. So I want to hear about those one day. Last rounds are incredibly dramatic of big tournaments. Some amazing games have been played under incredible duress, and stress and tension.
And let me.
Yeah. So how about it, Nick? If you're done with your ruling, can you tell us what was your biggest, the most dramatic last round game?
I think.
Yeah, we got to hear
right
it.
now, though.
I think he's still working on that right now.
Oh, he's still working.
For
Okay.
us. Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, my stories aren't as great because when you're not a grandmaster playing for the U.S. Championship or things like that, it's like, oh yeah, the 8th grade championship at St. Francis, elementary school or middle school. Like, not quite that drama that everybody wants to hear about. So
Yeah, but isn't it? Because I remember when I was playing like the local tournaments, like to me, it was like everything's on the line, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that is definitely that philosophy, right? I mean, it's like, who cares what's going on, the rest of the world? To me, what's more important is that I get along with my neighbor as opposed to, what the guys in Washington are saying, for example, So that's what I'm more concerned with. And by the same token, I tell my students, when you're playing a game, the most important game of chess going on in the world is not Magnus against Fabiano. It's you against your opponent. And so buckle down and
right.
give it everything you have.
And get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
There we go.
And Paul, what about you? You've got to have some fun last round games in your.
I had some. I don't remember any of the bad ones. Usually, for me, I wasn't a consistent player. So if I was having a bad tournament, and lost in the last round, it was usually didn't matter. Almost always, because it seemed to be tournaments themselves that went one south or north, one way or another. But I beat Tarzan in the last round of the American Open once, and tied for first with him. And that's got to rank probably as my biggest game, even though it wasn't such a great game. It was a good result. And another last round game was beating Michael Rode in the last round of the U.S. Junior and tying for first with Fedorowicz and Sarawan. So I'd say those are my two biggest last round games.
That is huge.
That's
huge.
There we go.
Huge company there. Man, those names. Wow.
Yeah, well, they were, they surpassed me, but at the time I could give them a game,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Now,
I had my moments.
Obviously, all those guys have been on the cover of Chess Life. Have you been on the cover of Chess Life, Paul?
My brother has, but I hope not to avoid that fate. I mean, I hope to avoid that fate,
Oh, no way. I got my photo in Chess Life this month because I wrote an article, and Arena Crush is on the cover. And one of the last articles I wrote for them, she was on the cover, but she was only 14 years old. So it's been a little bit of time in between articles. Yeah, so
that's really cool.
It's kind of a funny thing, huh?
Nick's been on the cover a bunch of times.
He had a great cover.
There's that drawing one, I think, with like an orange background.
Yeah, that's the one where it looked like an art.
Yeah.
I have it framed somewhere.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
It's framed in my other office.
It's on my dartboard.
On your dartboard?
Wow. It's a good thing Nick's muted right now. I'm sure he'd have a nice comeback for that one.
Yeah. I know. I'm taking a cheap shot at him while he's muted. Yeah, it's perfect.
And here we have the updated standings, and the 1600 plus, Roger Shi 4 out of 4, and Aiden Liang with 3 points is the only player that can catch up to him, and likely will be playing in this final round here to determine who will win.
Apparently, it's posted. The pairings are posted.
And
Well, if I'm Aiden, I am really looking forward to this game.
and he's
This
got the
is
white
my
pieces.
chance.
Aiden's got the white pieces.
Yeah.
So, and in the under 1600 section, we have 3 players with 4 out of 4. Vishrank Pediretti,
Wow.
Kyle Zhang, and Ethan Sun. All with 4
Wow.
out of 4, and 2 players with 3.5, including Ian Wijaja and Rajneesh Jain.
Well, this is a larger pool of players, right?
Oh, then the 1600?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why we've got so many players.
And in the under 1,000, that started with like 130 players, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players with
Wow.
4 out of 4. Lucas Lee, Benjamin Hong, Pranav Pramod, Oliver Rana, Liam Luna, Yang Yu, and Sahil Shiva Kumar. All with
Wow.
Yeah, be
4
careful.
out of 4.
That's Pranavi, number 3 there, not Pranav. So that's a girl.
Oh, Pranavi.
That's yeah, she's
Mission
she's
San
a
Jose.
vicious player.
Mission San Jose. A Mission San Jose product. So, outstanding.
Very cool.
I think she beat me in a simul one time.
Oh, is that
I was-
right?
I did an online simul, yeah.
Oh, have fun.
So
And I don't know if we can see
Yeah.
the pairings here. Yeah, you can. So there it is, Aiden Leong and Roger Shi. In the under 1600, Ethan Sun and Kyle Zhang play, and Ian Wijaja and Vishrank Pediretti on the top 2 there. And in the under 1000, Lucas Lee, Liam Luna, Yang Yu against Sahil Shiva Kumar, and Pranavi Pramod against Oliver Rana. Benjamin Hong is playing Daniel Sofer at 3.5 points. So there you have it. So those will be the games we largely follow for the final round. And everything,
wow, fantastic.
everything on the line now for the kids. At 4:30, we're gonna be joined by Mechanics Institute CEO Kimberly Scarfano. She's gonna come on for a little bit, say hey, and take us into the ending for this final round. A lot of chess for these kids, the all-day tournament.
Yeah.
And
so,
let me interrupt for a second. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Thanks.
so as I was saying about Paul, guys, I mean that guy just drives me. Never mind, he's still here. Never mind.
Wait till later. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait till he's gone. But so what? Let's take a guess. What opening is the Aiden going to play? Is he playing E4, D4, or something other? Just for fun. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess something different.
I'm hoping
Abel,
for
which
the
way are you gonna
orangutan.
go?
I think he's gonna just extend his hand and say, "Would you like a draw?" And then that's the opening move.
Well, now Roger, Aiden needs the win, so he's going to be battling for the win against Roger. So he's probably going to play E4. Actually, I guess. I don't know.
It's going to be
We'll see how
something.
strategic he is.
It's going to be something he's got to be very comfortable in because he's outrated about 300 points. So he might be excited. He might see it as an opportunity, but he's definitely going to stay within his wheelhouse. Is my prediction, because what else can you do when you're,
Yeah, I got paired with international master Igor Ivanov in a tournament one time, and I went up to the international master Larry Evans, and I said, hey, I just got paired with Igor, and I know he plays a Sicilian. I usually play a wing gambit. And he goes, oh, really? Oh, that's horrible. And I said, so should I play something, more solid? And he goes, you should play what you play.
Yeah.
He goes, at least you'll be on the slightly familiar ground. And so, yeah, but he destroyed me. Wally read a book. He had like a novel. I would make my move, and he was still reading the book, and then he'd go like this and slowly move it down. and then he'd look up at the board, make his move, push the clock, and just raise the book back upward and finish the chapter or whatever, And I did sneak a little move to semi-swindle, but it wasn't, I won an exchange, but I was already down a piece. So
you figured you might have had his attention just enough compromise to try to sneak that in, but didn't get there.
I was just happy to get an eyebrow raise, I was like, I made the move, and he was like, oh, raise the eyebrows, like, oh, maybe the guy can think actually more than 2 moves deep. So I was happy to surprise him just a little bit.
All right. Thank you, Nick. I just saw that.
Oh, good. Yeah, Igor often got some inspiration for the games, though. So
he definitely got some inspiration, and was known to fall asleep at the board from time to time. And
yeah,
I was in Vegas one time, and his opponent had already somehow won a piece that Igor had played, and Igor was dead asleep at the board. And I saw his opponent on turn. His opponent gets the chess piece and just gingerly puts it down on the square and reaches over and softly pushes the clock. He didn't want to wake Igor up. And sure enough, Igor keeps sleeping. And then he opens his eyes and he sees a move's been made, and his button's up on his clock, and he reaches out, makes his move, pushes the clock, goes right back to sleep. And I checked the standings later on, and he had gotten a draw in that game somehow, even though he was asleep for most of it.
he was on muscle memory, using muscle memory.
Yeah, he was often in the same shape that Al Yekin was in against Max Oiva in 1935. So.
Hey, so you mentioned that you do online simuls. You use like Lichess for that, or how do you do that?
No, I have my own website. It's a Lichess clone, and so on my clone site, then I'll set up a simul and throw it out there. But you can do it anywhere. You can do it anywhere, and then just create a password, and like you can put it on Lichess, do a simul there. Give it a password and tell your Zoom class, hey, this is a password. And I used to do like 4 a week. Just after my last class of the day, I'd jump in and do a simul. But I haven't done as many lately. It's busy times right now.
Well, I mean, you certainly kept busy. Tell us about Chess Hoots. What is it?
Oh, yeah, Chess Hoots. Chess Hoots is my newest venture, which is combining chess and Kahoot. The game Kahoot. And so if you go to Chess Hoots, then Chess Hoots with a Z at the end.com, then you'll see that there you can do these chess challenges, which are Kahoots, and you can do those. And they start out usually with a YouTube video that's anywhere from 30 seconds long for the total beginner ones to 8 minutes long. Going over everything from how the pieces move to the subtleties of king and pawn endgames and triangulation and the rady position ideas and things like that. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me. Since December, I've made about 60 videos and had them edited and cleaned up, and so it's a lot of fun. I'm getting a decent amount of followers on YouTube, but I haven't put it out there much, so I appreciate the opportunity because there's usually three levels of videos: fundamental, progressive, and challenge. So whether it's pawn in games, or if it's rook and pawn in games, or even the fried liver attack, it'll introduce the idea in the fundamental level, and then in the progressive level, it will take them from fundamental to the challenge level, and then in the challenge level, then it covers some really, really advanced ideas in each one of those. And so in a fried liver attack one, it's going to go over the Traxler or Wilkes-Barre and cover different variations that you can do against the fried liver.
And we put Chess Hoots in the chat, and I also put Coach J's Chess Academy. Those are fantastic books. I had the pleasure of taking a look at those early on. How is that going? Those are great books for beginning students all the way up to almost 2000 level.
Well, thanks, Abel. I appreciate it. Yeah, the books were that was a nice Kickstarter that we did in 2018, and I was really thrilled to be able to do 7 levels of books, and each book covers the 5 disciplines of chess. I call it checkmate, in-game defense, strategy, and tactics. So trying to make a complete player at each level, and so. Oh, look.
There you go. You just happen to have one right behind you.
It's a shocker. But yeah, so, it's there's each level has a lesson book, and then it also has a puzzle pack. And so, nice and fun, easy to
kid friendly,
easy to digest lessons. And the lessons are very short. So, you learn something in a paragraph, talking a lot about concepts as opposed to a lot of deep variations and things like that. So
that's my kind of chess book.
Yeah, I tried to cover a lot of like every topic of chess, and so I literally would just pull books off my shelf and look at their table of contents and try to find anything that I had not covered in the books from white through black belt. And whereas they're not opening books. They're not going to, if you did all these books and combine it with Nick's MCO, then you're in great shape.
You don't need anything else. You don't even need chess
I just
base.
hear a dog growl.
Did you hear dog growl?
No.
Oh.
That was my stomach. I missed my lunch.
He's thinking of Glenn Panner's smoked meats going on, which he will be
Glenn's a pro.
The round will be starting any minute now. We'll be headed into the final round right here. And let's see the approach and see now. There it is. And
let's check out that. Yeah, is it going to be E4 for?
I say C4
for Aiden. Wow,
it's in a must-win situation to tie it up on board 1 in the over 1600 section of the 2021 San Francisco.
C4. That's right. I called it.
Wow, Petrosian. There it is.
And we'll see.
And Abel, you're welcome to kick me off whenever you've got if you have another guest coming on.
We'll say we'll say 15 after, because that'll be good.
Great.
And then you can help us
give everybody a break from me.
So Nick, go.
Oh no, I'm pulling up games.
There's a story you mentioned Petrosian, so I was going to ask Nick if he knew this story about. I think it was Petrosian was black against an American grandmaster. I forgot who it is. In one of the Olympiads, I think, and they prepared. They were white, and Petrosian was black, and the white side prepared for the Sicilian defense. And they said, "How do you know he's going to play the Sicilian defense?" And it was because against good players he plays the Caracana, the French, but against Potzers he plays the Sicilian defense.
Wow. I haven't heard that story.
You haven't heard that story?
No.
Okay, so maybe it didn't involve an American grandmaster, but I think it's a hilarious story, and it's true. Petrosian ended up playing the Sicilian, and they were prepared for him, and I think the game ended in a draw. So
wow, that's extra preparation, right? When you know that he's going to play that against you.
Because he thinks you're bad.
Because you're so weak. Yeah, because he thinks you're bad. Wow.
It's a good story. It's a good story, and that's what I love about chess.
Yeah, for sure. You guys may know I have a book of fun stories for kids. Anybody can read it, but just fun stories with illustrations and covering the different things like Osip Bernstein, getting pulled off a firing squad because he had to beat the officer, the Cheka officer, and things like that. So so different, Vera Menchik and the Vera Menchik Club with Albert Becker and stuff, and
Right.
and then and Al Yekin destroying all the furniture in his hotel room and stuff.
Oh, these
So,
are great stories.
Yeah, great stories.
So I have a book. It's got 20 stories in it, and they all have like a lesson to go with it. It's called, the name of the book is Fried Liver and Burning Pants. And
Okay, so I have a question for you, Jay, and that is, do you know any chess jokes?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know the classic one.
What's the classic one?
Classic one.
So there's the classic joke where there's these masters they're playing in a hotel chess tournament, and they go out outside, and they're by the check-in area, and this wide open area, and the one guy's saying, "Oh man, I beat my opponent in 25 moves. I crushed him. I only had to use 10 minutes on my clock." The next guy says, "I beat my opponent in 20 moves, and I only had to use 8 minutes on my clock." And the other guy says, "Oh no, I beat my opponent, and it was destruction. I used 7 minutes, and it was over in 17 moves." And all of a sudden, the manager of the hotel comes up and he says, I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And they say, "Why?" He goes, "Well, we have a special rule here, and you guys are breaking it." And they, "Well, what rule could that possibly be?" And he says, "You guys are chestnuts boasting in an open foyer."
Yes,
like
I've heard that one, and it's I think the chess one.
You asked for it, Paul. You asked for it. Okay. So, I had a dream the other night, right? So I had this dream that I went up to heaven, and I get to heaven, and they say, "Sorry, you actually didn't make it in, but we're going to give you a little tour around." And so they're touring me around heaven, and there's a bunch of clocks on the walls, and these clocks are all going. They look like chess clocks, like the old style, right? So they're analog clocks, and all of the clocks are the hands are moving backwards, and so I'm like, "What are these clocks?" And they say, "Well, notice every one of the clocks has a name underneath it." I'm like, "Oh, they sure do." And he says, "Every time you make a blunder in a game of chess, you lose a minute off of your life." And it just goes and it goes back like that. And so I looked and I saw Paul's clock on the wall there. It says, Paul Whitehead, and every now and then it would move back a minute. And then I looked and I saw Nick's, and it looked like it was standing still. I mean, it would just, like, every hour it would move back a minute. It was hardly ever happening. And I said, "Well, wait a second. What about my friend Abel? Where's his clock?" And he goes, "Oh, we keep that in the back and use it as a fan."
That is finally
or for like solar energy.
A real chess joke.
I've not heard that.
Is
Yeah,
awesome.
That's original.
That
That's
is
an original
absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
Happy to help.
that's a good one.
And I thought that there was no such thing.
Sadly, there's more where that came from, but maybe another day.
Look at this. Look at this
I
position.
saw somebody blunder their queen. I felt.
Yeah, sorry, my joke's going on too long.
This is Luke with Jaja
Oh.
here.
Oh,
Wow, that's trouble. Luke is
Yeah.
picking up a queen, and that's not all. Ouch! And now about a rook.
Oof.
Not good for black.
Man,
Yeah, 96.
look at that. He's getting bonuses. Yeah, look at that. He's not just playing the quick capture. He's looking for the even better move. This guy's he's got a future ahead of him. His span's not going to be moving as fast as Abel's.
Is this one of the what section is this game being
This
played in?
is the under 1600 section, board 3.
So this is one of the 4-pointers.
No, it is not. In that section,
Oh.
there's only 3 players with 4.
Ah, I see.
The
so-
position just looked crazy, so I was like going
Right.
to
Well, it's looking
beyond crazy.
quite desperate for black, to say the least.
You see how fast they're both playing? It's like they've ran out of steam and they just make moves.
Well, young players nowadays.
And here's board
Just
1.
kidding.
Roger Shi
All right.
and Aiden Liang.
These guys are taking their time. Wow, this is a tense position.
This is
for
the
board
white
1.
must-win game.
I like that
yeah.
F4 move. Just blow it open.
Yeah, white's a little better. All his pieces can get to the king side. That black knight on B6 is kind of not helping.
Yeah. If I'm white, I'm very happy with this. This is exactly what I want. A sharp, unbalanced position in the last round. A full point behind the tournament leader. I've got to get something like this going.
And I think we have our first perfect score of the tournament. What happened here? Because everything looked like just...
Somebody hung a queen on one of the boards we were looking at.
But like, I'm looking at this game. This is the Yang Yu playing white against Sahil Shiva Kumar. Like everything looks sort of mellow.
Yeah. Black's worse,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Ooh.
look at
Let's
that.
see.
Oh. Can't believe
Oh, oops. Back rank.
Wow.
yeah, black just fell asleep here.
Yeah, and look, and yeah, jeez.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Just got back ranked right there.
Black just kind of fell apart there.
So Yang Yu, 5 out of 5 in the under 1,000
Wow.
section.
Congratulations.
So congratulations. We'll see where
Yeah,
he
nice
falls.
Well done.
We'll see where he falls on the ladder. But back to board 1.
Yeah, it was Yang Yu. Any relation to Yang Yi, the Chinese grandmaster?
I do not believe so, but who knows? Like, what do I know? They might.
Yeah, I'm not very good at figuring out which is a last name and a first name a lot of times, so I have some trouble.
And like, this is the only game in the 1600 plus that could even decide first. Another game
Right.
in the under 1600,
Very dramatic moment.
Lucas Lee. And they've already traded a bunch of pieces. Is this might be the game you're saying that a queen was hung?
There was a game where I saw
Oh,
that you
my
were
God.
running through
I think this is
where
it.
white hung his queen. Well, this is no good.
Black
Yeah.
played that move, and then white just
Wow.
fell asleep. Just fell asleep.
There was another game where no, it wasn't this game. It was another game.
Wow, and this is players 4 out of 4. This is game happened.
Yeah, it's
Long
yeah.
day, right? Long day.
Yeah, they seem tired.
And this is another game. 2 players with 4 out of 4 in the under 1,000. Pranavi is playing white against Oliver Rana.
Looks like she's up a pawn, right?
White's going to have to give up something here, maybe.
Well, queen A5.
Oh, queen
Or
goes
H5.
H5. My bad.
Oops, sorry. Let me get back there. Back to the game. Queen
Oh, but
H.
the
was,
top board is
I'm getting a bit tired there too. Yeah, if queen E4, bishop F5, but queen H5, yeah.
Especially for these under 1,000 kids, this might be start yawning because it's a
More
long
chess than they've ever played in
in a
at
while,
one time.
probably in a while.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But back to the top board because a lot of pawn action, just a lot of action in general, and Roger Shih is using a lot of time just trying to make sure that he calculates this thing.
Yeah, that can be a danger, right? That you actually are so concerned about losing that you use more time than you should, and then you of course make the mistake in time pressure.
Yeah, and then when you need the time, you don't have it down.
Yeah.
Well, also, black is playing a risky strategy in the leading the tournament by a full point and playing this kind of opening.
Sharp, like something sharp, right?
It's risky to do that.
Yeah, I think it was good that he took a think in that position. Very complicated position, and you're defining the pawn structure. So, yeah, not bad to know where you're going at this stage.
So what should black play here?
Maybe pawn to g4.
But count. Yeah, I see.
It's all a little bad. White's better in any case.
I thought he was going to trade at f4 and then get that problem knight you mentioned, Nick, from b6 into e5, but maybe a little too slow.
He would have taken on f4 with the knight.
Yeah, I think the white pieces spring out a little too fast for black to be happy with that. Probably.
Okay, gotcha.
And this is more than white could have hoped for, to at least have a sharp game where there's at least a chance.
I think white's a little probably better here, right? With exactly. Well said, Abel.
Knight g3 here for white.
Like that.
And the knight on e2 serves no more purpose where it is, so it seems like you got to find a new plan for it. That's what my article is about in Chess Life. It's titled "Give Your Opponent Nightmares," and it's all about positioning your knight and getting to the right squares.
We like to call them donkeys up here in Northern California.
We have another word for donkeys down here in Southern California, but I don't think I'm allowed to say that on the program.
Don't worry.
Follow your instincts. Follow your instincts.
Judith's already said it. So.
Or variations of it.
Yeah.
Let's
but
take.
No good. Yeah.
Let's check out Ethan's son here in the under 1600. Top board in the under 1600 against Kyle Zheng. So they're battling it out for top spot in under 1600.
Oh, wonderfully played by black. Just great strategy in the Sicilian. Break in the center with d5. All the pieces come to life.
This is like a Nador player's dream position. So very nice for black.
Does white look to try to play f6 and shatter that pawn structure with an exchange sacrifice at any point?
Well, just now it's f6. You could just take it with the knight.
Right.
I think white should just dream that this never happened.
Yeah, hard to find a good move for white.
Yeah, maybe queen e1.
Yeah, just give up the bishop for the knight, something. So it's 2 bishops.
Same idea, I guess, but the queen is still opposite the.
Well, I like his move because he avoids the rooks coming off. Maybe he wants to keep the rooks on for some reason.
How about this? Queen c3, bishop d5, rook f2, Wait a minute, bishop d5, maybe not so clear.
White would trade the queens.
And then play bishop b6 himself, maybe. I
And
don't know.
for anyone watching, whether it be players and parents, whatever the results of this tournament, they are not final. They are pending fair play review. We send them to Dr. Ken Regan, who's probably the world's leading expert in evaluating these kinds of things. He screens all our tournaments, including our Tuesday night marathon and other big events. He did the Pan Am for us and the Amateur West. And it will go through that fair play review. And in addition, in some cases, we also have grandmasters that go over the games as a second and third line of defense. So all games will be heavily scrutinized for fair play. So the results will be final after that is concluded.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. No, nobody's going to be standing on the podium when the final game is finished. It's a little delay just to make sure that there was no tricky stuff going on behind the scenes.
No, it's good to have, and you know, anyone that's been following what we do, I mean, we catch several people, you know, and Judith and I have had those uncomfortable conversations with the parents and the kids, and we do it, and it's important because kids need to know early on that, you know, there are consequences to things, and then there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and
Not to mention the highway.
and the highway. So, but most of all, we want to let our players know that, you know, this is something that's important to us, and I think that's part of the reason that, you know, players come to the Tuesday night marathon and play, and players come play with us despite reservations about online play in general, because they at least know that we take this seriously at the end. So
Yeah, this ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around, right?
well, Coach Jay, thank you for joining
Good
us
to see you guys.
on the broadcast, and looking forward to seeing you next weekend for the Super States, and we hope people do you like they did us yesterday, and, you know, 100 players joined in the last minute.
Yeah.
And you know, even players from Northern California can join, but if they win a championship section, they don't get the title. Although they can still be first place, they don't get the title, and they don't get the privilege of representing Southern California at the National Invitationals, the Dinker, the Barber, the Rockefeller, and the Herring, which is named after Ruth Herring, of course, the all-girls tournament, which in our case is the top finishing girl in the K-12 championship section. Unless the top finishing girl is first overall, then she can choose to be the Dinker rep or the rep for the Herring. And right now, our highest rated entrant in the K-12 is a girl. So,
wow.
So that could very possibly happen.
Very nice. So a lot on the line for these players in this tournament, and for those playing from out of state, I think the one thing that matters to them is they want the rating points and the glory,
The experience.
and the experience.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't get to play in the Southern California Chess Championship very often if you live in another state. So the opportunity to do that is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, we're excited, and we'll be covering that action. And congratulations for organizing that event, and more chess for the kids
I can't wait for my next trip down there.
to SoCal.
That would be nice. You guys are always make sure you check in with me before you come down so we can hit all the places you like.
That sounds fantastic. Coach Jay Stallings, thanks for coming on the show, and we will see you on your show
Bye, Nick.
next
Bye,
week.
Paul.
See you later.
Thanks,
Bye, Jay.
Abel.
Bye, Jay.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
See
We'll
ya. Coach Jay. Nice of him to stop by and hang out with us. He does a lot for Scholastic Chess, a big part of Southern California chess, and nice to have him on the broadcast. And Arthur Braden's in the chat. And the E5 pawn might be an issue here, he's saying. How's it going? Thanks for checking us out, Arthur. Should we? Wow, look at this. Let's go back to the top board in the top section. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's heating up. It should be good for white, but wow, that queen squared bishop. They're hoping for a checkmate there on h2.
Is white prepared to give up the exchange here after bishop f2?
Yeah.
Oh, that's forced. Wow.
That's what happened.
Yeah, very odd move, rook e1. Like, black's only direct threat is bishop f2, so why play rook e1?
Could not.
Oh,
Did not see bishop f2.
It's very odd.
just a mistake.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the fact is probably white has some decent play after knight c e2.
Yeah, it's
and the dark squares. But very odd move. You gotta wonder about that.
If you have to win the game, you're worse, but you've got a lot of chances. Knight c e2, bishop takes, e1, maybe the queen takes on e1, the bishop comes to c3.
And then you line up a battery on the a1 h8 diagonal and mate black no problem.
Oh.
Chess is an easy game.
I remember during a TNM, John Hartman was in the chat saying, man, this was hard. And then Paul says, yeah, chess is a hard game. The words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
There's that Bobby Fischer quote, which is, these positions you just go sack, sack, mate, right? So that's kind of that same attitude. White will probably take on e1 with the bishop just because it looks more threatening.
Oh, I think he's just taken with the queen.
Still, I mean, a funny way to play the position for white, I must say. I mean, to deliberately give up the exchange like that takes a lot of nerve in the last round.
Oh, now that move looks odd. That's really begging for bishop c3.
Yeah, and then e5, a strange move.
There it is.
I think white's got some chances here, some serious chances.
And then you thinking e5 next?
The e5 is double-edged because black will take on e5. You take with the pawn, black shoves the f pawn up. But it's certainly possible.
It's going to require a lot of careful calculation.
Sharp.
Maybe queen d3 here for white. Those white pieces they're all doing something on the king side.
Yeah, nice move, queen d3. Because the f5 square is a square to fight for as well. Dramatic game shaping up here on board one.
Yeah, and Arthur Braden did not like queen f6. So queen g6.
And white's ahead on the clock too, which is to white's advantage.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying earlier, that Roger went deep into the think tank early on in the game, and now he's going to be under 9 minutes in what's looking like it could be a pretty complex position.
And white chooses the most double-edged move here. This is where the young players sometimes trip up, like Nick said. Queen D3 might have been more prudent. 'Cause
Yes. What if
black? Yeah, go ahead.
black takes on e5 and if you take with a bishop, it's all static knight d6. You take with the f pawn, black plays pawn to f4. Oh, maybe you're going to sacrifice a rook or something.
And it's
Yeah, black surely was be getting the advantage. Well, bishop e4 after f4, then queen h6
Queen g5.
or queen g5. Yeah.
Wow, and black is sort of
I think e5 is not the right move.
Oh, well, he did not take it. And he's threatening to win a piece with h4, h3.
Maybe white should play h4 himself here, although then probably black will take on e5. e6, h4, knight f1, h3.
players are playing some chess here.
Maybe white should voluntarily play knight f1 here.
Maybe, yes.
I mean, it's not really doing much there anymore. I don't know.
And white tries to lock it up and open it up.
Yeah, I recommended that, but I'm not. Now black can take on e5 with even more effect, maybe.
Well, now I think white definitely has to take with the bishop on e5. He couldn't allow f4 in this position.
It would be f4 and f3.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I like your plan, Paul. Just put that bishop and queen on the long diagonal and checkmate him.
that's the way to play chess.
Wow, it sounds so simple.
Sacrifice, sacrifice, mate.
Sacrifice and crush. Yeah. I'll stay on this game because a lot of the other games are like dropping. I think a lot of the kids have just had it already.
If I was black, I would not be happy with this position, even after pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn. It's just...
And he's down to 7 minutes.
Yeah. If you play knight d6, you know, I don't know. I guess h5 is not hanging, really, but white can put the queen and the bishop on the diagonal. I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't mind white's position here.
Yeah.
You don't notice you're down in exchange for quite some time. And the rook's not better.
And 10 minutes ahead on the clock.
And welcome, Kimberly. How's it going?
Hello.
How's it going? And
Took a minute to connect to the audio.
yeah, right. I was like, oh, the audio is transitioning. So
Zoom.
joining us is Mechanics Institute CEO Kimberly Scrofano. Thanks for joining us. And kids playing chess all day. That's the story of the day. We had about 100 entries yesterday alone.
Wow, I know. I saw the final number. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
341 in
Incredible.
total.
Wow.
So the chess kids sections ended earlier. We are in the final round here, and in the high section we're covering the game that's going to decide it on the top.
Yeah.
But so I have to ask you: you've been exposed to quite a bit of chess in the last, well, certainly in the last year.
Yes.
But in the last few months, Scholastic chess like crazy. What's
Yeah.
it like? So you're a chess mom yourself, so.
Absolutely. Well, it's, I have to say it's amazing because it's, when this is the same tournament last year that we had to cancel.
Right.
If
That's
we
right.
should. I remember that and thinking, well, we'll probably be back in a couple weeks, not a big deal, So, I think it's so wonderful, not just, from an institute perspective and, but from a parent's perspective, because there's just lots of kids who have, a lot of time on their hands. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And to be able to engage them intellectually and to really thinking about strategic things like chess is just amazing. So I'm really happy how much you've done.
That's well, it's a team effort for sure with everybody. We got the best team all around, not just in chess, but everyone from events and accounting and the librarians. It's nice to have that where everyone's sort of backing each other up and supporting what they're doing within the institute. I remember last year because we were so far as ready to get the T-shirt order, and then we had to back out at the last minute. I would have never thought that we would still be a year later having to organize online. But I'm thankful we were able to organize it online last year and then do it again this year, and it's been great. We're hoping live event next year. That's the goal. We'll see.
Right, exactly.
That's the goal. We'll see how everything goes.
Yeah.
But
well, I also think it's amazing how much you've grown and it's being virtual. Like that's a huge. You've got a big tournament going.
Yeah, Paul was speaking earlier. We had Glenn Panner was on. He joined us earlier in the broadcast, and one of the things we're really proud of is just the community we've kept together through everything online, because we love our chess community and the players that come to the club and participate in the Tuesday night marathons and participate in our activities, and it's nice that it's those same people that have been sort of carrying us through and participating and interacting through the chat and just watching the broadcasts, and it's sort of like now we're doing it with the kids with these events and the parents in the chat and the emails. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of work and it's tiring, and but well, especially yesterday was just like insane, but it's like the reward comes after, so that's kind of what we're experiencing. So have you had any lessons yourself at home in chess? Your child try to teach you how to play, or?
He has actually. I've gotten some pointers, and I was like, "Oh wow, I better brush up a little bit," because why would you open like that? I guess
that's good.
When you get schooled by a fourth grader, it really helps you put things in perspective. So, yeah, it's been nice.
To all of us.
What's that?
I said it's happening to all of us.
Exactly.
And it's funny because we were doing a Zoom check yesterday for some of the participants, so they would know how to, because in some of these sections they have to be on camera and what have you.
Yeah.
It was funny because some of them were so proficient, they were instructing the other kids how they should be doing this. It's like, it's like the kids are teaching the kids.
Right. That's wonderful. That's great. Wow.
So, how is the Mechanics Institute doing? I know a lot of people have been asking us. We say we always go about what the city ordinances are, and the recommendations. Any new news other than just following the guidelines of what the libraries and public policy suggests?
Yeah, well, now that San Francisco is in the red tier and probably moving to the orange tier, we are just finalizing a plan to be able to open the library. It's got to be limited capacity, only 25% at right now, and it has to be signed up ahead of time. And there's a lot, as you can imagine, there's a a 15-page plan you have to submit to the city and county and all these other things.
Oh,
But
wow.
actually, it looks like it's doable. So, we're hoping in the next couple weeks. I just told the board yesterday that we're looking to open the first full week in April if we can. The library, the meeting
Oh,
rooms, and
wow.
the chess room will have to wait a little bit longer. And again, people will have to sign up, and there'll be set times. But I think it's a really, knock on something. It's it's a movement in the right direction, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Put,
Yeah.
put us down on the list. We're going to sign up right away. We're going to take the spots. And we have a lot of online programming going on. So I put the link in the Twitch chat. Check out our website because we have events and virtual tours and all kinds of stuff. Knit happens and a lot of things going on at the Mechanics Institute, and you're still able to come and check out books, but we have a lot of electronic resources as well. So check us out. There's a lot going on, not just chess, but a lot of things in a lot of areas.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah, we encourage folks to, it's wonderful to have chess folks come in the library and vice versa. I think there's a lot of cross opportunities to really, get more folks involved in different things. So that's great. Yeah. And hopefully we'll have the chess room open. I'm not going to give a prediction, but
yeah.
I know you're probably really eager for that.
Oh yeah, we're just getting hammered here and there. Hey, when is this?
Right.
And like
Right.
everyone's been pretty patient about it, but
Yeah.
everyone is like looking in the window with banging on the window. Hey, let us in.
Exactly.
Funny, I got confused. I was looking at the Mechanics Chess Club website, and I scrolled down to the bottom of the page where it includes information about the library, and it's like, well, there's a chess tournament, and there's another chess tournament, and there's another chess tournament, and there's God of Vengeance. So I was wondering, is that a chess tournament? God of Vengeance, is that a chess tournament? It turns out it's one of the online offerings, a theater piece by the Mechanics Institute.
And produced by Laura Shepard,
Yeah.
who's our director of events.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's actually, doing that all on a volunteer basis. So she's been working on that project, with the Yiddish Theater Ensemble. And so it's really exciting to be able to see so many different things that people are doing both professionally, but also sort of as part of their passion and their personal lives. It's wonderful.
And if anyone wants to check that out, I know for a fact if you go to the website and click, there's a 2-minute teaser that you can check out on there. So I believe it's this week, actually. Doesn't it start this week?
Yeah, it's an online. I think you could start watching it tonight.
Tonight,
And then-
I see that. Yeah, tonight.
Yeah, and then it goes till Tuesday, I think.
Got it. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got theater, we got chess, we got books, everything at the Mechanics Institute.
Yes, definitely.
What else can we add, Kimberly? Is there anything new we can add
Some more things to do.
to our offerings?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty amazing because this past year, I mean, we've added, we've done a lot more programs and a lot more diverse programs, which is just wonderful, and we're having Rebecca Walker come. There's National Poetry Month is coming up, so there's some really cool things happening then too. But yeah, there's we're always open to different ideas that people might have, and I know Mechanics used to have a chess and checkers club, so
You never know. We dropped the checkers and.
Exactly. But there might be other things you want to add. I don't know.
I think I saw just recently a revamped YouTube channel for the Mechanics as well, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I think Taryn has been adding videos, or it's a channel we've always had, but then we're just making
Right.
people aware that, hey, past events you can find here.
And it looks good.
Yeah, she's done a great job with that, and she started tracking to see sort of, she made a list for our program committee of the board to say, like, what are people watching? It was very interesting to see the ones that people watch again and again, and it's open to everyone. So even if you're not a member, you can just click on our YouTube channel and take a look at some of the programs we've done, which is great.
So
I think Joyce Carol Oates was the top one, but
yes.
still lots of folks seeing a lot of different ones, was really interesting.
Have you seen the photograph of her in the chess room?
I don't think I
Oh,
have.
it's a great picture.
Oh,
There's a photograph of Joyce Carol Oates in the chess room.
She's doing
That's
this
great.
pose where it's like I'm like contemplating. I'm contemplating.
We should use that for our collaborative programming, right?
Oh, it would be a great picture. It's
Yeah.
the duality of
Right.
things.
And there's Jerry Simpkins in the background.
That's funny.
Oh, really?
So, Kimberly, just on behalf of Chess, just want to thank you for your support of Scholastic Chess, and there's a lot of things that we need help with in getting to sort of make these events happen. And I know when we have a big event, you're always there for full support. So we appreciate that, having our backs and backing us up, and supporting our programming.
Absolutely. No, it's wonderful. You guys are doing a great job and keeping the chess community and, especially all the Scholastic players active. So that's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly Scrifano, CEO of the Mechanics Institute and chess fan and chess parent. Thank you so much. Thanks, Kimberly, for hanging out with us.
In that order.
Chess player, chess fan is better.
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself.
Chess player, that'll come later.
Right, exactly. I'm working on it.
Fan first and then player later.
All right.
Thanks, Kimberly.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you
rest
so
of the
much.
evening. Yeah.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
Right.
Our CEO, Kimberly, joining us, and she turns a lot of things around for us because we need agreements, and the staff need contracts, and need to tell the board what we're doing and all of this stuff, and takes that on, and glad she's able to do that, and then we can focus on the chess. And not the oh.
White can play bishop a8 with 2 rooks for the queen, right?
And a pawn on c7.
Oh, no. But White's already given the exchange. Will Black pick up that pawn at c7 quickly?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Is it just not
It
enough?
needs to stay in the middle game.
There.
I think White's been kind of floundering around, and Black's play has been a little more purposeful, but I don't know.
I think White was winning about 6 moves ago, had a combination. But still, 21 seconds.
Yeah, to 10 minutes. Black has put himself under a lot of pressure in this game.
And can Black,
Queen d8.
can
A move.
White take advantage?
This is just a perfect swindle position. White's got all these pieces moving around.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's not a lot of time. And look at the clock. I mean, that's a lot of time Roger is thinking right now. But it is a 5-second increment, don't forget.
Yeah.
Move.
What a game. Threatening nothing.
Why don't you just throw the knight out there now? Like knight. I don't know what you would do.
I think White's probably got a number of
Oh,
attractive
knight
moves
d4. Yeah, able knight d4. Queen takes d6. You go queen takes g7 check.
Oh,
Queen
what?
takes
Yeah.
Knight f5.
Now bishop.
Wow, he plays it. I think White's probably in total control now with queen d5 check, taking on f5.
Queen d5 check and rook e1 to e7. Oh.
Yeah,
That could lead to a collapse of all those pawns, right?
and Black can't play rook c5 because of queen a8. This is turning very good for White.
And that queen and the knight combo with that bishop.
Okay, just take a pawn.
Yeah, I like that.
When h5 is hanging. Oh well. Credit.
This is winning for white for sure.
Queen G6 here.
Yeah, should be good.
Rook D5 even. Maybe.
I mean, how to hold this together with 12 seconds? All these.
Queen
All
G6,
these
Rook
threats.
A7.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
But that's the trouble, is that Black
Well, then
will have to
Queen
solve
H6.
this in seconds, in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, this is tough for Black.
I think you're right, Paul. That Rook D5 looks. Yeah, you would have won the H5 pawn. Okay, but now E6. Sorry.
Well, that's a nice move too. Now he can play D7. So
Oh,
that was crushing.
Queen A6.
Oh my
check is-
gosh,
Black is busted.
that is right.
Oh well.
Yeah, there's no defense here.
Oh my! What a
Oh whoa.
dramatic last round.
Wow, incredible. White played a great game. White has played a great game.
Bishop E4
That's
would end
it.
it.
That's it right there, right? With Rook F7.
Oh, that's good too.
Wow.
What a dramatic game.
Game over. And White has tied for first, and we're going to have to wait on the tie breaks to see who takes it down. But
Wow.
what a comeback there.
And not only that, but a must win for White, and he did it,
And-
tying for first.
And Black was like, what happened, right? I mean, because
I think it was a poor choice of strategy, playing this kind of all-out strategy from the opening, where instead of playing it safe, you played, somewhat safe. His opening choice was double-edged and continued to sort of play that way.
And then he seemed to get a bit nervous when the game was complicated. Maybe he should have shoved up the H pawn.
White kept his head,
Well,
Whitehead,
Well, you know too, the thing about it is that we said that using all that time early on, would it come back? And I think we saw a perfect example where it came back to haunt him a little bit, because he didn't have time to calculate things he needed to calculate. And let's move on to some other games that are still going as the round is winding down.
Well, that was worth the price of admission.
That was quite a game.
That was a great final
Great
round
entertainment.
game. Yeah.
A perfect fight back from White.
And we're trying to see what games are left, but there's a lot of them are done. L1 200. Let's see.
So, Abel, are you going to join us in the chess cafe on
I
Monday?
am, because I don't have that class anymore. So Sebi in the chat saying he got a swindle. So congratulations. So yeah, I'll stop by the cafe. It'll be the first week in a while, because I was usually teaching a Scholastic class at that time, but don't have to do it this week. So yeah,
We're going to have to
can't
tone
wait.
it down because you're going to be there.
Yeah, so it's like, the parents are coming home, right? So you can't have the
Right.
party.
We have to mind our P's and Q's.
P's and Q's, not I's and T's. And Judith, what games do we still have going? Because the games I'm pulling up, I see the sheet being populated here. We may even be done. Let's see. Swirl Pond.
What's happened to Swirl Pond?
Swirl Pond. No.
And Ugandan Knuckles. What about Ugandan Knuckles?
No, that game's over already. And I think Swirl Pond's game's over.
See, we're easily seduced by these wonderful names. Ugandan Knuckles. I could watch a game by Ugandan Knuckles all day
Any
long.
day, right? Just calling in. Here we have Ugandan Knuckles 7. And Judith, if you can hear me, you should come on once you get a chance and join the party. I believe all the games are done.
Wow, congratulations, Abel.
No, thank you.
Great event.
Yeah, a great event. You've continued the tradition.
And big thank you to our tournament director running the computer, John McCumsky, who's just a whiz and just helps make our lives easier. And then I know him and Judith double check the pairings with each other and just make sure everything is going good. They have a fantastic team dynamic in how they organize it. So they do so much that makes it look a lot easier than it really is. And thank you to you guys, because it's fun to see the games and call the action and bring it to life to the people tuning in and checking it out. So thank you, especially a day like today where, basically the whole day talking Scholastic chess. So appreciate the work. And a big shout out to the tournament directors that we have helping us monitoring the Zoom and answering the kids' questions with Reka Starry, Aaron Thompson, and then we have some volunteers too with Allison Wong. She was volunteering. Vincent with the Bright Knights Chess Club. And then there was another volunteer, I think Michael Su. He was helping out too. And it's nice to have the whole team working together and pulling off the largest San Francisco Scholastic Championship to date, even though it was virtual. It was certainly higher than last year's virtual. Last year's was 270, 341 this year.
Incredible.
And a lot of rated chess. And the funny thing is that we would have thought that the chess kits section, it being non-rated, would have equal or maybe a little more players, but we had 208 in the rated, 133 in the chess kit. So people are playing.
It shows that organized chess is alive and well.
Yeah.
At the national level as well as the local level.
And not only that kids
mutually supportive.
And kids are interested in playing online rated chess, even if it's online rated as opposed to standard over the board. I think we have shown that online rated chess, the kids take it seriously and play competitively if they know it's online rated, and which is interesting because at the very, very start I was worried that people wouldn't take to an online rating as seriously or with the same gusto, right? Because it's a separate category, but we haven't seen that at all. I mean, not just in this Scholastic tournament, but like in the Tuesday night marathon. I mean, look at the Tuesday night marathon. I mean, we have like title players galore playing it, for online rating, right? But people play for the competition, for the drama, for the excellence, for the opportunity to play with other talented players. And I think when you separate online rated and over the board, I think when you take everything as a whole, chess players love a good game. They want to play people of similar strength. They want a competitive game. They want to play a game where they know the integrity of the game is protected. And I think that's why people play with us, because they just love chess. They want to play good chess, and they want to play somewhere where sort of the rules are upheld and you can get a good organized game of chess. And I think that's what we represent. I think that's why the players play. And it's great to see that it's happening on the Scholastic level too.
And did you want to thank the sponsor again? It's just great having these people who care about kids chess.
Oh, fantastic. And I will answer some of the questions I'm seeing in the chat. Special thank you to the A.O. Draghi Foundation and George Nickel, who's a part of that foundation. We had the honor and benefit of him seeing directly what we do at the Mechanics Institute and in the chess room, and what our goals are with Scholastic Chess. A.O. Draghi Foundation, George Nickel, who's a player in the Tuesday Night Marathon and works as a vice president at Wells Fargo Bank. We had the benefit of just getting him excited about what we do. And I think that's what makes a difference. You know, he comes to the chess room, he sees we're always excited about what we're doing, and it's just infectious, right? And, and he was on board, and he helped get the event sponsored, and which is great, because it's great that the kids are able to partake in an experience like this for free. And another thing I want to thank are, even though this event was free, we did have an option for people to donate $10 or $25 just to help support, and we had several parents click the donate and contribute. So thank you to all the parents out there that just gave your $10 and $25 to just support what we're doing with Scholastic Chess and having events like this. And when we have our regular our rated tournaments, whether they be online or live, whenever we get an inquiry about an entry fee and people that need help, we never deny it. We always help. And for those that contribute, that's the sort of thing that it helps. It helps fund those in need. And we're happy that we're able to provide this event to everyone and open it to everyone. So there was a question in the chat that if you are an unrated player, do you now get a rating for this tournament? Yes. You will get a regular online rating for this tournament. So when you register for any U.S. chess event, even a live event, I think most organizers are starting to go by the rule that they'll take the higher of your over-the-board or online rating. So it will count. And what Glenn Panner was saying, I think they may even be talking about it at the USCF of what to do, because you're going to have several players that have a well-established regular online rating, but they just may never have played over the board or didn't play over the board that much. But how do you reconcile that? Because you might have someone that's 12 or 1300 regular online rating, played for the last 9 months, and when they come back and play over the board, what are you going to do? Put them in an unrated, right? When they've already established themselves as someone of strength that should be possibly in a C section. So we'll see how they deal with it, but like you were saying, Paul, maybe there's nothing you can do, right? And you just let the process play out, and over the course of the year, things will know. And
there's no going back. I think that there's going to be a permanent tournament, serious online presence in chess, both locally, nationally, and internationally. I think there's no going back on that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of money to be made for it. It's like live for TV. Magnus Carlsen's playing a tournament every weekend. I mean, the sponsors. It's nobody's going to pull out of that.
And asking in the chat, if you scroll down on the Twitch screen, you will see a donate button. You could just click that, and if you want to support thank you. Arthur Braden has donated to Mechanics. Thank you for your support and your support of Scholastic Chess and what we do. We love Scholastic Chess. We have a USCF rated Scholastic tournament every week, but we also run free events for the kids 6 times a week on Chess Kids. So thank you.
Also, Oh, I was just going to say, we're not a fly-by-night operation. We've been around for a while. You know?
Yeah, 166 years and looking for more. So if you need to get a hold of us, you know where we're at. So I think let me see if the final standings have been. Now I know typically John and Judith double and triple check everything. So we're gonna wait on that. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, not yet. And involves a lot of double checks because this also affects team standings too. So we will go over the final tentative standings and the final tentative team standings. Everything subject to a fair play review, which is extensive. And even though this is a free event, that only means we take fair play even more seriously. So fair play even more seriously when it's free.
While we're waiting for the standings to go out, Nick, what was your most glamorous chess moment? Winning, your most incredible. We asked you this while you were muted before, so now I'm going to sneak the question in. Like what last round game against what opponent that you brought it home against in your most memorable game?
Wow, I don't know. It's like one good one was last round beating Yermolinsky in the U.S. Open.
And winning the U.S. Open?
No, sorry, U.S. Championship. And actually, I tied with Christensen, and we had some blitz games all tied, and then an Armageddon playoff.
I thought for a moment you were going to say you had an arm wrestling match to determine the winner. And joining us is Judith Starre, who is
Hi guys.
who was working like crazy in the back, just making sure everything was running smooth. Thank you for hopping on with us. How did it go? Like, give the people an idea of what it was like in the back room.
Well, it went good. Huge kudos to the team. We had John McComsky as the pairing chief, obviously, and he did as usual very good, amazing. And then we had a really great group of young TDs. We had Aaron Thompson from UC Merced in charge of the top 2 sections Zoom. And he had Vincent, who is a longtime volunteer for this tournament. And they handled all the, probably around 90 players. And then we had Reka and Allison and Michael handling all the under 1,000 sections with 100 and something kids. First round is always tougher because especially a free event, we get those who signed up and don't come. And so unfortunately, with a free tournament, you get that a little bit higher percentage, but everyone knows this. So we had those forfeits and we tried to track them down, but at the same time after that, it went really easy. So
and I remember dealing with that when it was a live event, and there were all these people would sign up for the free tournament and then not show up.
Yeah.
And there'd be kids sitting around waiting for their game.
Yeah, exactly. So at least now I could say after 15, 20 minutes, I could say, okay, go turn off your computer, come back at 11. But
right. Yeah, we don't have to, with the kids just waiting around and the parents waiting around and everything. Yeah. And yesterday we had a practice tournament for the kids on chess.com so that they would understand that they needed to be on live chess because so many kids, because I mean, a lot of them never played a tournament where their games are started for them. So a lot of the kids, where do I join? What tournament do I join? And, we had like close to 70 kids in that. And,
I bet you that helped a lot.
Took a lot of time, a lot of questions, but that it saved an hour and a half in today's time if we had to deal with that the day of. right?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, it showed a great deal, because even the under 1,000, it went much better than I expected the first round. So the ones that caused the problem were not the one who weren't on live chess, didn't know what to do, but the one who weren't showing up at all. So I mean, those who showed up, they knew what to do, and that's really helpful. So I will be pushing that a lot harder for Jay, for the Southern California next weekend, so that
To do a
we do
practice.
this, to do a
Oh
practice,
yeah.
and anyone
Oh yeah.
else
Oh my gosh.
anyone else who runs this type of event
You-
with this kind of formula that we developed. I think it works really good, but
It's
the kids need to learn.
it's immensely important. It just saves you so much time.
Yeah.
I mean, for the amateurs West Scholastic, we found out that we couldn't pair the games on Chess Kid because there was some glitch. So we moved everyone over to chess.com the day before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, but you guys were amazing. I can't believe your stamina, guys. You guys kept it interesting and funny. I listened to it up until probably 4:15 or so. That's when another game required my attention.
Yeah.
But
Dramatic ending in the top section.
really,
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to rewatch it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was Roger Shi, who was 4 out of 4 and a full point ahead of Aiden Leong, lost the game.
81, I saw that. Wow.
And he
Okay,
came
so that-
back. It was a dramatic game. So
Wow.
so we're waiting to see who's going to get the tiebreak because
Okay, actually, I should probably do my work here, because what happens every round is John sends me the tentative results, and I have to go through just to make sure that no errors, at least transferring errors.
oh, look at this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Roger Shi's in the chat saying
Oh, my
thanks
God.
for the organization. We'll learn from my mistakes by watching your commentary.
Wow.
It,
Yeah, and he's a class act.
Yeah.
I like him, so I like having him.
absolute class act and yeah, do that, man. That's how you learn. You have the right attitude. That's how you learn. But the one thing we noticed about him is that despite being ahead in the tournament, you were looking to win games that you thought were won. So that's going to pay off.
You played great, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was entertaining chess. So, and then you got to give that kudos to Aiden Leong, who kept his cool when he was looked like he was down, but used his time, kept his cool, didn't panic, didn't seem like he panicked, and when the opportunity opened up, he took it.
Wow.
And it was
That's really, really, really interesting. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, that final game was the game of the tournament, I think, just from the level. I mean, because you guys were at the highest level in the highest section, but like the game displayed that high level chess with all the drama.
It was a great sporting contest.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually John just posted the final
All right.
results in the Google Sheet. So
Let me pull that up, and then
trying to see if I can.
we will share that here. Final standings. Let me. And well, before I say anything, let me make sure people can see what I'm seeing, because I'm sure nothing's more annoying than for me to, oh wow, and then
Sorry.
nobody can see it.
There you go.
There,
Hopefully you can see it now.
there it is. All right.
Okay, so wow.
So there it is. So tentative.
Oh my God.
Tentative final standings. Fair play review will be extensive. Congratulations to Roger Shi, who looks like he gets it done anyway, barely, as I'm looking at the tiebreakers. Takes first place on tiebreakers over Aiden Leong, even though he lost to him Head-to-head is not the first tiebreaker, as is typical in Scholastic chess.
Yeah.
So it looks like he got it done. Aiden Leong, second place with 4 out of 4. And then we have 3 players at 3.5. Adrian Cheng, Yali Dancik Perlman, and Sanjeev Anand. Going down to the under 1600, 2 players tied for first with 5 out of 5. And it looks like Vrishank Pediretti gets first. All pending fair play review, of course. Kyle Zhang, Pumpkin Energy, takes second on the tie breaks, and several players 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 4 out of 5, including Ethan Sun, Dar Shetty, Andrew Zhu, Ikshit Gupta, and that's it, Ikshit Gupta. And then in the heavily populated under 1,000 section that had 134 players. Do
Well,
the
how many
accelerated
perfect scores?
Look at this. With accelerated pairings, 2 players with 5 out of 5. Out of 134 players with 5 rounds, 2 players with 5 out of 5. Liam Luna takes first on tie breaks over Yang Yu. And I believe Liam Luna is a student of Irina Crush, or from
Yes.
Irina Crush's club
Wow.
in Yalo.
That's a feather in her cap.
So congratulations. And then 4 players with 4.5. Daniel Sofer, Oliver Rana, Pranavi Pramud, and Yihan Duan, all with 4.5. So let's take a look at we're going to go for the team standings. And then when we look at the team standings, this is in reference to school standings. And congratulations to Hillsborough. We're pretty proud of that, because that's mechanics taught school with
Coach Andy.
Andy Schley.
Coach Andy students, yes.
Oh.
Dominic Matar, Tasty Celery, with 3.5. And this is how they got it done. They had 3 players with 3.5. So they had players deliver. They had a deep bench. Jack Buswell, Tansen Mehta, Dominic Leung, and Felix Leung. And then in second place on tie breaks is Fallon. Fallon with also with 12.5 points, but second on tie breaks. Laksh Jain, Rajneesh Jain, Aryan Jain, Krish Desai, Amulya, Medaramelta, Eric Xiao, Ekam Dot, and Ian Shu. And then Yalo, a team out of New York, I believe, and coached by Irina. There you have it, with 11 points. And
Yes, and fourth place is Harlingen, which is a Texas team. So we are very happy about that, and kudos to
a lot of out-of-state.
yes, and kudos to their coach. He was really dedicated, and so I'm really happy that they could participate.
And I'm just formatting the club standings here so that we can partake. Which was another fun part of this event, is to cover the team perspective, the clubs and the school. I'm sure the parents and the kids were loving that. And open it up. And congratulations to Mechanics Institute. We had
Yay!
Yeah.
And we had several players playing from our team from across several programs, but Oliver Rana, Safarilla Khan, and Roger Shi. Thanks, Roger, for delivering some points to the Mechanics Institute. And William Fitzgerald, 4 out of 5.
Yes.
Playing out of his mind. And then, of course, Dominic Matar, Ditya Chida, Sanjeev Anand, Neil Grover, Vihan Grover, Ishan Gotetti, Andrew Ballantyne, Shiv Sohal, Jashith Karthi, Sebastian Sebi Suarez, and David Rabinovich. Congratulations. Taking the team with 16.5, a half point ahead of the Central Valley Scholastic Chess. they sent so many players. It was nice to see them participate. And I had no idea they had like such an organization there, Central Valley Scholastic Chess.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember the lead coach there. I think it's Brian Chin something. I know Pam Pokrovsky at Chessma works really hard. Brian Chinook, that's it. Brian Chinook. So thank you, Brian and Pam, for your hard work. Both of them were really on it and helped us with updating the lists and make sure that all their players are listed under the club. So.
And Judith, you say they're from Sacramento?
I think so, but I think so. It was somewhere in the northern area. I don't know whether it's Sacramento or actually the Chico area where Ruth Herring used to live. So I have to double check, but I know it. I know that. Anyway,
Somewhere up there.
But they're
somewhere out there. I think it's Sacramento area.
they're doing something right over there. That's for sure. And then we had 3 teams tied with 12 points, and in third place on the tiebreak is Bright Chess Club with 12 points. Fourth place, the Bright Knights. They also with 12, and then the Fallon Chess Club, all with 12. But Bright takes third, the Bright Knights take 4, and Fallon 5, and then the Berkeley Chess School at 9.5 takes 6th place. So,
guys, let me correct myself. I'm so sorry. They are from, I think, in the Fresno Farmersville area and Coalinga. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm mixing it up with another organization, but yeah. So Central Valley is South Central Valley, so makes sense actually. Sorry.
South Central Valley. Well,
yeah, Central Valley.
Well, it is nice that they have such massive organization. Like it's,
Yes.
To me, it's like they just came out of nowhere, and they had like all these players register. I'm like, where are they coming from? This is like amazing to see. So I'm just formatting a board as we get ready to sign off, because there's still work to be done with regards to the tournament.
So everyone, thank you so much for joining, and again, a lot of thank you for our volunteers and our tournament directors. They dedicated their whole day to this. They were online bright and early, and they worked until probably 5 p.m. So thank you again for John McComsky, Alison Wong, Vincent Ning, thank you. Michael Su from Nueva, and Aaron Thompson from UC Merced, and Rika from upstairs
From your
here.
house.
from
My
Stockton.
house upstairs. So amazing work, and it was really.
And we did give everyone their props right before you came on, because you guys do amazing work. It's actually a lot to do. It's not easy, you just kept everything solid. So just thank you to you, John McComsky, and just the whole team. Team effort. Yesterday was a crazy day, but it made today really smooth, and amazing event, the 2021 San Francisco Scholastic Championship. And also, before we sign off, the 2021 U.S. Junior Chess Congress is going to be April 10th through the 11th. Our full attention, as soon as this event's processed, is going to be on that, because we're partnering with Glenn Panner and Merritt Thorpe of Chess Weekend, and it's a USCF National Scholastic Championship event. We already have 261 entries, with still a few weeks to go, and if the events of yesterday are anything like what we should expect, we could get 500-600 entries. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because it is not to be missed. It's USCF rated by age level. So click on that link, but you'll be hearing a lot more about it from us at the Mechanics Institute over the next few weeks. But save that date, April 10th through the 11th. This Thursday, March 25th is the last day to save on that reduced entry fee that we have. But we will be letting you all know this week. So sign up early and take advantage of that. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching, and thanks, guys, for hanging out in the broadcast. And thank you, Judith, for keeping everything smooth as you always do.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Should the dojo?
Yeah, that's fine.
And we'll raid the chess dojo and show them a little support. If you're still with us, kudos to you. Thank you.
Some more chess, right?
If you're still with us, you are a true fan. And we're going to send you to Kostya Kavutsky, who's talking about something, but we're a big fan of him.
E4 educational speed run. That's interesting.
There you go. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.